Where we left off, as I'm sure you guys probably remember, it's been 2 weeks. You guys are in the rectory below the Cathedral of the Righteous Hand, gathered up near a pile of 5 bodies. You had just found Sarah and kind of recollected together. Kamazoth, the familiar of a mage friend of Sarah's, is nearby, who had been apparently helping her in this place. Sarah's a little bit wounded. She doesn't look in as rough of shape as you might have expected for having found her in here, especially with 5 bodies nearby. But a door opened nearby that is kind of in this little subsection, this little small library down at the bottom of some stairs. A door opened nearby. An adjunct Cope, who Sarah knows, had stepped out of it to greet Sarah. And that's where we left off.
And don't forget, Pietro is singing Freebird up on the top. To everyone.
That's right, yep. The Griffin Pietro is trying to entertain a crowd up above. All right, then where we left off... Cope had just stepped out, greeted Sarah. What are you guys doing?
If we're not in any order, I'm probably still looking around to find any kind of jail cell type thing. Like, since I'm invisible, I'm not. I'm just gonna keep kind of like running around and seeing if I can find this person we're looking for. Okay.
So you were with the rest of the group there. Mm-hmm. You should be able to see yourselves. Everybody move over to the map, okay? Ben, Becky, did it load everything okay for you guys?
Looks good.
Looks good.
Okay, cool. All right, go ahead and move yourself wherever it is you're going, Justin.
All right,
I did remove some of the lights here, by the way, guys, because there's a shit ton of lights on here, and that was the primary cause. I looked at the performance in it, and the lights were what was causing it, because there's a billion of them in here, and I have them all flickering and shit too. So I could reduce, or help the performance by reducing some of that. So
I am heading north, apparently. According to this, and I'm just
no, you can see straight north that there is a pile of bodies you're gonna have to climb over.
Yep, I'm just going to run down there, and I'm going to check the doorway to the right and see if I can. That's where that'll be like while they're having their conversation. I'm guessing that's probably like me climbing through the bodies, confused.
Yeah, that'll take you a few seconds at least to get through.
Yeah, and then I'll probably be looking through that door to see if that's going to lead maybe to some sort of cells or something. So I'd say that's what I'd be doing.
All right, so looking down, I'll say that, we'll kind of snap back and forth a little bit here, but as you're looking down the hallway, you can see that there's natural light coming in through there, and it looks very much like the other hallway that you came in from when you guys climbed down the ladder. It looks just like that.
All right. That probably takes that time.
Yeah,
jump back to everyone else.
All right. Everybody else?
I am just staring.
Just staring?
Yep.
Get out of
God damn it. All right, I could hear you guys, but you're both like really muffled. You're just staring what?
I said I'm just staring at him until he said something.
Okay. He hasn't said anything. He's just kind of moving, slowly walking up the steps. Hang on.
Follow Sarah's lead for this.
Okay.
What the fuck is this other halfling? Where's this other halfling? Gotta find this fucking guy.
Oh, I put a wall there. That's why. Does he not have vision? For some reason, as soon as I click on him, I can't see. Oh, I didn't give him vision. Yeah, so I didn't give him vision, or the vision was too small. So he couldn't see Norok standing there or Sarah. Which, one other thing, this is really minor, and it will have a minor impact on performance, but I want to see if it'll function. Do you guys see the trail that Sarah just left on the floor?
The red marks?
So, yeah, there's an add-on that will, okay, it may... I'll have to look at it. You guys are running it from the laptop anyways. That's the newer laptop I just sent you guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It probably can handle it. I may have to turn some of that off just because the impact performance is pretty negligible, even for everybody having animated tokens. And I put a bunch of other stuff on it, and it still didn't make a big difference for the blood. But anyways, it's a pretty cool add-on that might be fun. Just to give you guys an example, I'll put you back into a second, Sarah. But leaves kind of a blood trail, and then anything you hit will, it'll show more blood basically if they're injured to a certain point of their hit points and so on. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, I just deleted it off though. Cope still walking up in your direction. He hasn't said anything. He just looks stern. His hands are empty.
No.
I didn't get that. You what?
Oh, I said I'm just moving because I don't want him that close.
Okay.
Look at him and be like, where is my father?
He kind of sighs deeply. Just come with me. I'll take you to him. And he steps over to you. He reaches a hand out in your direction. His hands are both empty. He's not holding a weapon or anything.
Sorry, but I don't exactly trust you.
All right. As you go to step away, he reaches out, snaps his hand on your shoulder, and is going to cast Suppress.
Okay.
Which I don't think actually has an attack roll. Till the spell ends, 1d4 radiant damage to the target whenever they hit with it. Also, disadvantage on ability checks with it's kind of like Hex basically.
Counterspell.
Ben just okay. There's Ben. All right.
If I notice him casting it.
Okay. Give me a perception check with advantage because you were kind of staring at him and wary of him coming in your direction. So go ahead, perception check with advantage. Ben, you still with us?
Sorry.
Say something, G.
All right.
God damn it! All right, we'll suffer through this for today. This is I can barely hear you. Well, as long as one of you is the only one speaking, it's fine. If you're both trying to talk, then it's unintelligible. Okay.
It only rolled it.
It's fine. 18. It did roll. I got the second one here. So you do see him with his hand out. You see a glow beginning to appear in his palm before he grabs your shoulder. So you're counterspelling that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then you counterspell that, and his eyes kind of go wide, and he clamps his hand down on your shoulder anyways, brings his other hand down, grabs your other shoulder, and is going to cast... That was his bonus action. So
why did you cut off his other hand, Sarah?
Casts a spell called Door of Faith. The rest of you all see the image of Sarah and adjunct Cope here disappear into a blinding flash of this kind of radiant, glowing light, and then a beam of light sail off to the southwest, and they're gone.
I'll follow the light.
I mean, like through the wall, like to the southwest. Yeah. Sarah, I'll be moving you. Oh shit! Well, there'll be a blood trail apparently. Let me get rid of the blood trail.
That's hilarious! Like it's dripping from this.
Yeah, from the beam of light. Here, let me try to move because I'll have to move Sarah and then I'll delete the blood so that it doesn't waste it on there.
And by the way, I'm seeing nothing in that hallway. I'm still heading north.
Yeah, you're up far. Well, you know what? Actually, there would be a big flash of light that you would see because it would illuminate the whole. Sarah, ignore the rooms that you just passed through because you didn't actually, pass through those, of course. So your fog of war will have some rooms that you haven't actually been in. It might take it a second to update to show you, where you've just reappeared. But let me. You'll be further to the southwest, Sarah. So when you see that, you can zoom down to the southwest to find it. All right. So the rest of you then see all this happen. Pogo, the flash of light. You're invisible, so it would still shine right through you. It doesn't leave a shadow or anything. What are the rest of you doing? What?
I guess try to find her.
Yeah.
Going in the same general direction.
Okay. Kamazoth, the giant bat that was kind of against the wall that Nazim is standing next to, kind of jumps up and down frustratedly, like he's kind of batting his wings a little bit, and you hear a strange kind of echo coming from him, as if he's emitting a sound coming out of his mouth that is coming from somewhere else, basically. He's like echoing a sound, is what it sounds like. But you can't tell what it is until you hear Cope's voice continuing. And he says, apparently to Sarah, it sounds like, think of a speakerphone being open at Sarah, that he is kind of just displaying out to all of you.
We've got a party lined.
Kind of like a speakerphone there. Sarah, can you see where you're at? Did you finish reappearing in the new place?
Yeah, with the weird looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then this is just so you guys, because I don't want to try to move Sarah or Becky back and forth to the other chat. I'm just going to leave her in here, but you guys will not know what's physically going on, but you will be hearing the conversation, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So because of Kamazoth is standing there, who is kind of connected to Sarah at the moment, you guys don't necessarily know why. Becky does. But anyways, because he is kind of echoing it, you'll be able to hear the conversation. You just won't physically know what's happening in the room. So just, I know that kind of adds an extra layer of complexity to how you meta knowledge this. But you will be able to, at least hear the stuff that's happening. So for Sarah, with just a starburst of this violent, bright energy, you reappear in this near black room. The floor beneath you is grooved like a funneled maze. It's kind of stretching out in a circle from the center where you now stand. Surrounding you, floating about 5 feet off of the floor, is a ring of 8 oddly shaped chunks of some crystal and mineral. 5 of these 8 are pulsing with this blinding white light, and the other 3 are just floating silently with this kind of dim purplish hue coming from them. Cope's hands, Adjunct Cope, he releases both of your shoulders, and he begins kind of slowly pacing in a circle around you, walking between you in these circles here. And his head kind of occasionally eclipses them, and you see this kind of surrounding his frame with this halo of this otherworldly light. You can see the distinct glittering of Otaterol reflecting in the flooring, and you immediately sense, of course, the disconnection from your magical abilities because of that. The ground is made of Otaterol, it seems. What are you doing?
I start backing.
You go to move and feel that your feet are stuck to the floor. It feels very similar to that Otaterol trap that was used on you before.
Okay.
But you're not completely paralyzed, just your feet are stuck to the floor. In the center of this kind of maze thing.
What have you done?
You cut out again. What have you done? What?
What have you done with my dad?
He's here. He's safe. And as long as you cooperate, he'll remain that way. Guys, I just put, so that everybody can kind of see what I'm describing, I just put, ignore where the doors are. Don't meta-knowledge that. I should have cut it out so that the doors weren't visible, but I put that in the Discord so that everybody can kind of see what I was describing this era's in.
Pogo's headed north, so he does no idea.
Even with the flash of light and seeing Sarah's disappeared?
A flash of light, no one's...
No, you can turn around and see that Sarah's gone. That Cope and Sarah disappeared.
I've got my own mission.
Alright.
I feel like if we could find her dad, we can just get the fuck out, and I'm just trying to find her dad. That's my goal.
Okay. What is your response, Becky?
What exactly do you want? How do I know that you're going to let him go?
He shrugs, kind of, and he continues kind of walking in a circle. Your father was not all that interesting to us. He was a means to bring you here. And again, if you cooperate, then we can come to an arrangement here. There's really no need to persist with this futility anyways. Ultimately, I'm here to help you, not harm you.
Help me how?
When we're done, this stain will be cleansed from your soul, and you can resume your quaint life of herding sheep and frolicking in the muck or whatever it is that you do. I mean, that is after we've, of course, resolved your trial for the senseless murder of good men and women of the faith, of course. But live or die, you can rejoice in the knowledge that the immense burden of shadows you've carried your whole life will be used instead to bring light into this world. And he kind of holds his hands out as if this is a grandiose gesture.
I actually have this amazing cantrip because of this magic. It's called Dancing Lights. It brings out lights. It's an amazing thing.
I'm afraid that's not just as elaborate of an effort as we need. He says, you see, Sarah, as the vast erudition revealed to all of us, there isn't just one world, but countless, and that we are in the wrong one. We're caught in the square in the middle of unimaginable cosmic forces, each tugging this way and that in an endless struggle. And he kind of looks up he's standing in front of the purple one at this point, in the back, one of the purple 3, and he kind of gestures up at it. He says, these chunks of crystal here are Neralium, and from one of those distant worlds. And you see, they hold a miraculous property. They're able to drain the taint of Sorcanal from the blood and purify it into holy Starvald. Now, unfortunately, this does mean exposing your blood to allow this cleansing to occur, but worry not. I'll be here to shepherd you through this. And there's no growth without pain, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I'm afraid the choice isn't up to you. And we'll jump back over. We'll come back to you in a that conversation probably took a minute and a half, 2 minutes or so. So what's the rest of the group doing in the meantime?
I'm gonna gently pick up the bat and ask him if he could lead us to her.
He's holding his mouth open, like as wide as he possibly can, and he kind of looks afraid. He doesn't look like he's really in control of himself at the moment. Give me an animal handling check, Arteme.
By the way, I'm pretty sure this bat's fucking huge, right?
He is very big. I mean, he's fruit bat size. You guys know what fruit bat is?
Yeah, no. I thought, based off the token, I thought he was like...
He's not 5 feet tall, no. He's like, yeah. he's just a real big bat. I mean, he did carry a backpack full of books, so I mean, he's stronger than a regular bat, let's say, but he's not a whole lot larger, really. Yeah, with that though, you for sure recognize that he's not fully in control of himself, and understanding, like he looks afraid. Like the animal inside looks afraid, but he's clearly following orders of something else. Which I would say that you guys would probably all intuit, knowing that this is the familiar of the Archmage that Sarah's been working with, or trying to help and at least have some awareness of. You guys would probably gather that this being the familiar of Corin Xantalis, that Archmage, he's probably in control of him.
I think also if we could hear that conversation coming through the loudspeaker of the bat, I mean, some of that was pretty alarming. So,
well, how alarmed you guys are is up to you. But
like, actually, what's funny is, like, physically, we didn't have to see it because all the scary shit was verbal. So, so I'm pretty sure we'd be like, "Oh no!"
That's fair. The bat may not understand that part, but the bat may be afraid for a different reason. But yeah, that might be scary enough for the rest of you. That's up to you.
Pogo is still going to go check out this room to the north to see if there's a chained halfling.
There is not. You step into the room then. You can go ahead and move yourself, Justin, but you step into the room. It looks like a comfortable little workshop kind of area. There is a bed in the corner, and you don't see any people or anything else. There's nothing moving in there.
He's just kind of
just a lived-in
whisper
space
under his breath, "Motherfucker!" And he's going to start running. Is there anywhere else that looks like it could lead anywhere here, or does it just look like it's
not
back
from
to the
that?
main room?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay. Always my best thing to roll. Not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, not that bad. You looking around the room, there's nothing obvious in here, at least, that stands out as far as that might lead you to finding Theodore or Teb. Yeah.
Motherfucker can't go the right direction. And then I'm gonna start heading back down.
Okay. Arteme, the bat cam is off, still looks terrified. He's just kind of in your arms, mouth wide open. You're hearing this kind of loudspeaker echo of Adjunct Cope's voice just hitting you right in the face.
Okay. I'm just gonna see if I go one way, if he shakes his head or not, to see where Sarah is.
I'll tell you all that you did see the beam of light shoot to the southwest and then through the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it was no longer illuminating the hallway here. But if you pick him up and start walking in that direction, he doesn't respond or react. He's still kind of like, you feel him kind of shivering a little bit, and mouth still is as wide as he can, eyes kind of darting back and forth like he's afraid.
Yeah, I'll gently pet him, try and calm him down.
Okay, give me another animal handling check. I'll go ahead and move you over slightly.
By the way,
for that.
if it matters, I'm still fucking booking it. Like, the only thing on my mind is finding this other halfling. So I feel, because in my mind and in Pogo's mind, I feel like we're still just on a rescue mission. Like, I don't want to kill people. I'm just trying to find him.
Okay.
So I'm still running my tiny little fucking legs, which are now, if you're curious, definitely covered in blood. Considering
because those aren't old bodies. Those are dead within the last minute and a half kind of bodies.
The bottom of my feet are definitely leaving a trail, but I am booking it. So
okay,
I would have then gone south to the right, the other area that I wouldn't have checked. Probably if they're trying to figure out stuff with the bat, I'm just running past.
Sure.
Carefully opening this door if it's not
Nazim,
open.
that door was still open.
Okay.
Nazim, you feel wind flash by you, and you look down and see little halfling boot prints on the stone floor of blood. What's Nazim doing?
And I'm also gonna whisper as I run past. Don't go north. There's nothing there. Don't go to the north. There's nothing there.
As he runs
What's
past,
Nazim
I'll
doing?
Try and trip him.
All right. Then
I'm there.
Hearing him running that direction. Give me what would the roll be for?
I gave you a dex save to.
Yeah,
get
that's
yourself
fair.
into-
Yeah. Make a
It's just
dex.
sticking my foot out.
Yeah, make a dex check for. We'll just do it as a contested roll. Dex check from.
Compare
Nazim.
against my +9 modifier.
Yep.
Or +8 modifier.
+8. Yeah, it's just the 1 = 1 is from your. Well, it would have been 17. Still would have been close. Nazim, you stick your foot out. Pogo, you see him,
Cartwheel
throw a
over
boot
it.
out in your direction. All right, fine, cartwheel over it, and just past Artebe, who is holding on to this big bat as you run down the hallway to the other side. What are you doing in the elsewise, Nazim? You see bloody brute prints continue.
Okay, since the flash came from the southwest, I guess, or
It went so basically the two of them disappeared and then turned into a beam of light that traveled this direction. You see that line I just drew?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I guess what I'll do
and
then
then
is
through
I'll
the
just float a few inches off the ground again and just slowly float towards the little stairs over there.
Okay.
The whole while just kind of looking cavalier, staring at the bat, making eye contact.
All right. Arteme, you were walking down that direction as well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is Norok doing, G?
Status. Go. Busy. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Then I'll go ahead and move you guys over here. I'm not sure how easy it'll be for you guys to try to move your same characters, for Sarah and Norok. In that case, then Norok, you guys come. Well, all of you guys, really, except for Pogo. You see the stairs that you just came down lead up a little bit, not very high, and then there is a small hallway to the south with a door that is shut, and then the hallway continues to the west from the direction that you guys came from. I'm gonna move you guys over real quick. You guys can keep moving yourselves. I'm gonna try to keep everybody to at least somewhat together, at least for Norok, since he can't move himself too easily.
Yeah, we can't even.
Can't see what, Becky?
Oh.
Can't see what,
Norok?
Becky? Okay.
Norok.
You'd have to. That's the thing, is you'd have to move back and forth a lot. So just for simplicity's sake, because you're trying to run it on the same one and it's a pretty big map, if you want to just leave it over at you, that's fine. And Ben, you can just tell me what you're doing and I'll move your guy for you. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Then you guys see a door that leads south, and then the hallway does continue on to the west. What are you guys doing?
Well, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I'm still sprinting to check this room to the south of me. Do I
Sure.
see anything obvious a sign of the halfling?
This one's a little more homey than the other, but no, it does not look like a prisoner's room at all. You can go ahead and move yourself, Justin, but that room down there looks like it's like a living quarters.
Living quarters. Real quick, do I see anything interesting that might aid us in our pursuit? Keys or a map,
Give me
or
an
any
investigation
kind of important paperwork?
check. Here is where we take the prisoners. Laying on the desk, or on the table rather, you do see a ring of keys.
All right, I'm just gonna grab the ring of keys and keep fucking running.
Okay.
Noticing that the rest of the party moved to the other direction and I haven't been there yet, I'm gonna go ahead and try to catch up to him. But I'm assuming I'm still pretty far behind. I'll probably
Sure.
put myself like right there.
If you're sprinting, like they're running, but you're kind of putting everything into running, then you might be catching up depending on what they do. What's everybody else doing at the door? Are you guys going through the door? Or are you going west?
I'll push the door open.
Okay. All right, Nazim. Then you walk up to the door. It's not locked. Oh, hang on. Sorry. There you go. It's not locked. You push the door open, and as soon as you do, there is a silver armored Jutherin sitting at a table across from a kind of more simply dressed clergywoman rather. They're sitting across the table. It seems like they're playing cards maybe, but they both kind of stop and look up in your direction. And the armored soldier doesn't have his helmet on. Squints at you very awkwardly. Do you still look like yourself, or did you go
Creepy
farmer?
I'm still white tooth weird creepy farm.
Creepy farmer. Sir, you can't be down here. Who? And he starts to stand up from the chair. Who let you in here?
I'm disabled.
Oh, that's, by the way, I'm gonna put, that's gonna be a Pogo staple now. Pogo's gonna have to start deceiving people, pretending he's disabled or blind.
I'm gonna remove the door so I can see. You're disabled, but you made it down here. You don't look disabled, sir. And he steps through and kind of reaches an arm out like he's gonna grab your shoulder to start leading you around. Oh, who? And he starts to step back. Steps back through after seeing the Yogg standing right behind you. He steps back and slams the door, and you hear something being pulled in front of it. What are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna fucking try to. Do I see this happening? Is the door still open?
No, the door. Well, I would say that as you're approaching, you hear the door slam shut.
Okay, let's see. Did I already check out the? Nope. I just fucking keep going because there's still another hallway I haven't checked.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna book it down this hallway.
Might as
So I
well
get,
move
there.
on, I guess.
All right. You guys are gonna. Well, you're seeing probably bloody footprints appear across of
just
of Pogo. You're not hearing
look at
anything,
it.
but you guys are gonna continue following down the hallway then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then go ahead and Ben, I'll move you, but everybody can move yourselves there. I'll move Kamazoth for you as well, Fox.
Okay.
Do I see anything else around? I can't remember.
You get to the end of the hallway there,
Uh-huh.
and there is. Do you guys have lamps? There's enough light in here. I'm just going to turn your guys' torches on.
Okay.
You don't actually need them, but you don't need separate light, I guess is what I'm saying. But you
Okay.
guys have enough ambient light from the torches and shit.
And I'm gonna open the door. I'm just fucking running through.
Okay. Then you open that door there and see. Go ahead and click it.
Oh, it's two.
Yeah. There it is a very homey. This is what the most of the rectory seems like. What you would expect to see. Like this is a common area, obviously, but this was where the sleeping quarters would be. Is the impression you get?
Anyone in here?
No, room is empty.
There anything I see like in the map here? There's a hallway, but do I see like anything else that leads somewhere else? I think the lights are off for the map. So do I see anything that looks like another chamber or another doors or anything like that?
Here, I'm going to turn your torch on too. I put a lot of light in here, but they're kind of small, so I'll just turn you guys' torches on. There you go.
Right, I'm legit just, I'm going to run to one
There's
or
a
two
door.
to the left,
Okay.
3 or 4 to the right. So we're going to my left. So I'm just running down this fucking hallway. And we'll say I
Okay.
get to like there around it. And then,
Okay.
oh man! All right, well, that's where I ran.
All right.
And we'll leave it. We'll go up to everyone else.
Yeah.
And see.
I'm gonna actually
Do we
we're
not
gonna
have-
jump. We're
Yeah,
gonna jump
that's
over to
right.
Sarah real quick because
Yeah.
that's about a
Damn
minute and
it.
a half or so of you guys moving. So Sarah in the room there with the adjunct. After telling you that you're not going to have much choice in the matter, unfortunately, you guys through Kamazoth's mouth, all of you hear a strange echoing sound, kind of a booming vacuum and then explosion of sound, as he appears to cast a spell.
Oh, so we hear the sound.
Yeah,
from
you hear the
Sarah.
sound of the effect of the
Got it.
spell, and Sarah, I assume a 20 hits.
Oh yeah. I don't even have shadow armor on right now.
Oh yeah, you don't have your shadow skin on, and you don't have.
Out
I
of
guess that's
curiosity,
it, yeah.
do we hear this? Because I'm pretty far away, I think, since I'm booking it. Do I hear that anywhere else besides coming from Kamaroth?
Kamazoth. Kamazoth.
Kazimoth's mouth?
No, it would be impossible for you to be able to hear it where you're at. But the sound of, for the rest of you that can hear Kamazoth anyways, hear a painful grunt as something sounds like blunt force smacks Sarah for.
And I can't move at all. Like
You can move, you just can't move your feet. So you can't walk,
Or
I
cast
guess.
spells.
or cast spells, yeah, at the moment because of the Otadderall. For 12 damage, are you able to apply that, or do you need me to, Becky? I can apply it for you, no problem. Just let me know.
no, I still haven't figured out where the
No problem. I'll do it for you. Okay. You don't have anything active concentration right now. I gotta fix that still. Sorry, guys. I meant to fix that out this week, and I didn't get to it. Yeah, it's still an inactive, so it shouldn't be making you roll for concentration. Anyways, though, in fact, he's not either right now. Anyways, the spiritual hammer appears in front of you and just cracks you square in your ribs. You kind of crunch to one side a little bit.
Oh,
Feet still stuck.
question.
What's that? What's up?
Question: are the boots still active?
Yeah. Anything that is basically okay. I haven't explained to you guys quite how magic works, but does everybody have a basic understanding of how your eyes work by chance? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Light bouncing off of something and then receiving the 3 cones in your eyes. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you meant like in the game or just
No. So in the real world,
and cones.
Yeah, it's rods and cones inside of your eyes, right?
And it's
There's
also
3 cones.
backwards. It's also upside down.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but even anything that you see doesn't really have color. Blah blah blah. Right.
Yep.
So, anyways, the cones in your eyes are what your brain kind of translates things as color when they're not really colored. So, anyways, the magic system works kind of a little bit similar to that in that all around everything here are the wavelengths of Sorconal and Starvald and Recondidus and all the different arcane rails, right? All the magical rails. But it's just a matter of whether or not you have the capability of being able to receive those the same way that animals, for example, dogs can't see red, right? They don't have the cone for red or whatever the case is for different animals. The mantis shrimp has like 16
so it's like
different eye cones.
magic is everywhere around us?
Yeah, permanently.
Like
depending on where you
force?
are. Yes, it's there, but it's a matter of whether or not you can actually receive it. No, not
And
quite.
we're
But
Jedi. We're
so
Jedi
really
Force,
think of
got
it. Think of it more like wavelengths. Like microwaves are a wavelength. Ultraviolet light is a wavelength that humans can't see it, but it does exist. Same idea, right? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? So, anyways,
No.
all right, it doesn't exactly matter. The point is that as far as the functionality of this, anyways, that Sarah, your ability to receive it from the outside is cut off, but it's still anything that is innate. Not necessarily spells that you can't draw in any further power, meaning you can't cast spells. But anything that is like enchanted into an object or something of that sort is still there. It doesn't need to draw power to function, if that makes sense.
Okay, am
Same
I
with-
considered restrained?
You are considered
Probably
grappled, I
grappled,
think it would be.
right?
Yeah, like grappled in that you can't. Your speed is 0, but you still have motion of your arms and everything.
Okay, then. So
You're cut down the middle of that. You're what?
he'd have disadvantage to hit.
Okay. Let me re-roll the attack because of your boots. 16 would still hit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So with a hard splat, the hammer smashes into your ribs, and instantly a pool, like as if the wound itself was just wide open, you just start pouring blood from it. It still only does 12 damage, but it's like an ejection of a lot of blood that splatters into the kind of maze of this funneling system beneath you, and begins to travel along it as if it's more liquid than it really is. Essentially, basically, it starts to fill this kind of maze and slowly filling out this area here, and kind of tracing around the maze at your feet. He then kind of reaches a hand in your direction. He says, I realize this isn't how you intended this conversation to go, but I gave my word that I would not see you expire this way. So I will be taking care of these wounds. Unfortunately, this will still hurt, but I promise that I'll make sure that you see your way through this, that you won't die here. At least not until we take the trial. And he heals
Is
you
it
for
my turn
6.
yet?
Now it is. That was action and
Yeah,
bonus action.
Not even gonna say anything to him. And how close is he?
Like right next to you.
Oh great! I am going to stab him with the foreboding knife.
Okay.
God
Okay.
damn it.
It's also with disadvantage. Go ahead and roll it with disadvantage, or roll it again.
Why is her roll disadvantage?
He has a similar effect, I guess is how I'd say that. So he has it's not the boots, but he has an effect that imposes disadvantage as well. 14 will not hit. 19 would have just barely hit, but you kind of reaching in his direction, you see him kind of just spin to one side a little bit. If your feet were able to move, you probably would have been able to make contact. It's just that he spun slightly, and it was just enough outside of your reach that it does not make connection.
I can't cast any spells, so that's it.
No bonus actions?
I don't have anything to do for
Okay.
a bonus action.
Okay, no problem. All right, then we will jump back to the rest of the group. Everybody,
Oh,
Pogo,
no.
Pogo, go ahead.
Bonus action, flipping.
Bonus action what?
Flipping him off.
Alright, you're flipping him off as a bonus action. What is everybody else doing?
I'll let everyone else go first.
Yeah, you're at the end of the hallway, so we'll let the rest
I've
of
been
the group catch up,
hogging
and
it.
then What's
Still
Narc
trying
gonna
to figure out where she's going.
okay.
Gone.
The beam went in this direction, kind of, but it went southwest, so it could have been the other hallway. It could have been down here. You don't really know. From where you're at, Arteme, holding Kamazoth, you see that the stairs go upward, and there was, because you guys all came down through that room, there was another staircase that went down that's further southwest. So it could be over there, or it could be further, through this, like that where Pogo just went. You don't know.
I'm gonna look at the bat and kind of like which direction. See if he could like point in a way.
Give me another animal handling check, because you rolled high enough to calm him down a little bit, so he doesn't seem quite as afraid. Oh, shit. Okay. He's kind of trying to gesture, like by holding one wing out, his left wing, pointing further to the southwest, but it would be not directly south. It seems like you'd have to keep going west further to be able to get to where he's pointing.
Okay, let's do that then.
Okay. Well, I mean, you tell me where that means.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna follow his direction then.
Well, okay. I probably didn't describe that very well. So where you are, he points at the wall, like straight to the wall, like this.
Oh, okay.
So going south wouldn't do. It seems like you need to go further west. You just don't know which way you can get there, because that basically is kind of going straight into the wall like that.
Okay, I'm gonna go up those stairs and then go down the other ones.
Okay. All right. What is Norok doing? What'd
Go on, regardless.
All right. Well, we definitely need to get it working before next week. But try one more time and speak slowly, because it was.
He said he's gonna follow me.
Oh, you're gonna follow Arteme? G?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There we go. That'll work. Then you run up the steps, coming down the other side. You saw Pogo kind of step into this room previously, but he didn't go any further. What's Nazim doing?
I'm also going to follow them,
Okay.
but poke the body that I killed.
Well, you poke the body, and just as soon as you come around the corner, you see the other clergyman who was just sitting there praying, kind of goes wide-eyed seeing you there, and immediately jumps back down into the kind of praying position again, and repeating his mantra over and over again.
I'm just going to point at him again and stare at him.
He just doesn't look back up at you. He keeps continuing his prayer, his mantra. All right, Pogo. So there's a door. In fact, by now you hear Norok's steps on the other side of the door.
All right. I'm probably going to open it just so I can see what's happening, seeing them coming down those steps. Probably get more frustrated and just keep running south to check all these doors.
Sure. All right.
So I would run down and I would open this first door.
Okay.
See
you
anything
see
interesting?
there are three people who are, they look like, they're dressed like clergy, but they're laying on beds and reading. Immediately one pops up looking at you. Gleeman, you weren't supposed to be down.
I'm still invisible.
Oh shit, that's right. Okay, never mind. They look quite confused, looking in your direction. That the door just opened.
As soon as I see them, I'm fucking booking it down, opening the next door. I'm not even.
Okay.
So they have. I'm just at the next door.
All right. Open it. There is similarly. There's one person in here. Did somebody just drop something into Discord and then delete it?
Oh, yeah, that was me.
Okay.
Right.
You see another clergyman in there. The next door is already open. Looking in, you see
clergymen?
two. It's real good for you that you're invisible right now.
And then I'm just going to the
Hey,
end.
that's Techno Viking, isn't it? That's fucking Techno Viking from like 25 years ago.
Is he back?
That's
Is there
for
a
real.
new
That's
Techno
that's kind of what my character in Justin's game looks like.
Yeah.
The Ragnar.
Is this last door? I'd like to first at least check to see if it's locked.
It's not. None of these appear to be locked.
All right, I'm just gonna open this door as well.
Okay. That door, you do see an armored clergy woman there, and a couple of other doors. She's kind of reading a book at a table. She kind of turns and looks in the direction of the door and squints a little bit.
Do any of the doors look? Does this look anything like they might hold prisoners here, or
Nope.
does it look like
This looks like this is sleeping quarters, all of it.
I'm guessing this looks like a common room.
Yeah, this is a common room, and then there's more. So it looks like sleeping quarters because the doors are real close together. Like
I'm
they're
just
probably
running as fast as I can back up.
Okay.
So I'll for my
Alright.
next thing, I will be running all the way back up through that top door where I saw the rest of the group, and then closing that one behind me, but leaving the other ones open, so that hopefully they just think someone's being weird or doing something down the hall.
Alright.
That'll be my next thing. Fuck!
All right, then we will jump back over to Sarah real quick. So, Miss Tea Leaf, I realize this is a painful situation for you, and he hits you with the hammer again. Are you going to try to do anything else to resist it, or just...
I don't. And I can't cast spells.
Okay. 16?
Oh yeah. My AC's 13 right now.
Yeah. For another 16 damage of just smacks you in the other rib. Like, you feel ribs crack. This is clearly because you can't really move very much. This floating spiritual hammer is making heavy hits. For another 16, and he holds the other hand back out again and casts Cure Wounds or Healing Word again. This is for your own good. I realize you don't understand it right now, but you will thank me when this is all over.
Are you guys still hearing all this through the bat?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Maybe somebody should remove his magic painfully, see how he likes it.
I'm not gonna thank you after this.
Pretty sure what?
But I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna thank you after this.
He isn't. I'll tell you that he doesn't look like he's happy about this. He's not like he doesn't appear like a sadist. It doesn't look like he's enjoying this pain. But by now the blood has filled up this kind of maze area that you're in. You're starting to feel a little bit sleepy, I'll tell you. And the blood has trickled out until it reaches up to the crystal that's in the kind of top right, the middle of the three purple ones, and it is pooling at the end of the maze there beneath it, and you see a thin rivulet kind of starting to swirl upwards towards the crystal and beginning to kind of coat the crystal, it seems like.
So they're blood crystals.
I mean, you can't see any of this, and that's not making sound, so you don't know any of that portion of it. But as far as what Sarah's seeing, able to look over at it, it seems like these, as you did hear Cope describe it, the crystals are cleansing the blood of her ability to sense Sorcanal magic, is the impression that you would have, and that's kind of what she's seeing, basically, is that the crystals or the blood is kind of flowing up onto the crystal itself, it seems.
Bunch of fucking hypocrites.
So, we'll jump back over to the rest of the group. What are you guys doing?
I was just gonna
you came up to here.
all the
Yeah,
way back
and
up
close that door.
to the other area, but
There you
yeah, I'm literally up there, and then I closed that door. I look in my pockets to see if I could put the movable rod in, forgetting that I left it up top.
Yeah, you left it in the, yeah.
Mentally trying to find another song, thinking of another song for Pietro to sing, because he's probably running. He's
By
running
now, yeah,
slow
this
on
is
Freebird.
We're at about 2.5 minutes afterwards. Freebird is like an 11-minute song or something, right?
I think it's like 7 minutes, so he's probably
it's really
like,
long.
yeah.
All right,
Just mentally still tell him to do that, but
okay.
that's it.
What's Artemy doing?
Going farther down the hallway, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself wherever you're going there. Stepping down these stairs here, it goes into what looks like a training room, it seems like. And at the far wall, there's two smaller doors with like kind of a thin rickety wood. It looks like that's probably more storage area. But, pardon me, the far wall on the west side are two heavy iron doors, and there's a bar on this side. There's a bar laying inside of two hooks. Pogo, you saw this previously in this room. Basically it's locked from this side. Does that make sense?
Okay, so
you can see the bar. Like, if you guys can lift it out of the way, you presumably you could get the bar out of the way and then get through the door. But it seems like it's locked from here to keep whatever's on the other side from getting in here is how it's locked.
let's open it and see what's inside.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength check. It's this one over here. I'll go ahead and move you over there.
Okay. This is gonna fail miserably.
I thought it was funny. The only reason I didn't do it earlier is because I don't think I probably would have really been able to do it.
I would say that it's almost like you'd have to roll a natural 20. It'd have to be like some leverage shit because the bar itself is probably 100 pounds.
Yeah, not much.
It's not hinged, so it's just you grab the corner of it and try, and it doesn't even budge. It doesn't move even slightly. Pardon me.
All right, that's what I figured.
But you do hear.
Yeah, call your big ass friend behind you.
Yeah, you do hear Noak's heavy boots coming, following up behind you.
I'm gonna politely ask, "Hey, can you open this, please?"
Noak, you're still at the top of the steps in here. Arteme struggled to open something. The door in front of you at the end of the hallway here, which, sorry, Noak can't see it, or Ben can't see it. You're basically at the top of some steps. After leading down the steps, at the bottom of it on the far side is a door. You see the door open and then close, and little bloody halfling footprints appear on the floor.
If I can see them, I would also just kind of whisper, there's no one, there's only more soldiers down that way, and I can't find any. It doesn't look like sailors down here either, if that's who you're looking for. This is Pogo, by the way, if you don't know.
Pineapple.
Where the fuck is Nazim?
Speaking of, well, go ahead. What is Nork doing, G?
Getting your card back.
You're what?
Try to open it.
That I did not understand. I'm sorry.
Trying to open the door.
He said he's gonna try to open the door.
Okay, all right, that's better.
Just very fast.
Both Nazim and Norok, you guys hear the double doors that are in the far side of the room there behind you. Nazim, do you see the doors that I'm talking about? It would be over your character's left shoulders. Those doors just opened, and you hear armored soldiers coming this direction, and you just catch a flash of black armor with red cloaks. They've just stepped in this way and started to come your direction. I'll say that you still have you catch this as you're trying to move or whatever you're going to do. Norok, then you make your way down the stairs over to Arteme, and it's probably below the passive for you, but I'm going to go ahead and roll it just in case. I'll say that you just at least have advantage on it at the very least, but it'll be a lower DC for you as well. Oh, I meant to roll that with advantage, but even at 18 it would still be fine. So you, the bar in front of Arteme that is holding this door shut, you just grab it with both arms and lift it up, and it's too heavy to be like a weapon or anything for you, but it almost feels like you want to smash something with this, with your typical Norok rage. But the door, as soon as you lift it off, the door kind of slowly opens up on its own, as if the bar was just holding it in place, keeping it from opening. And inside, there is a humanoid body laying on what looks like a operating table almost. Nork, you do anything else after opening this and seeing the door open?
No.
I'm gonna go investigate it, but this is kind of creepy.
Yeah, me too. We're gonna go with it.
Okay, give me just a second then. Nazim, what are you doing? Hearing that you might have people coming.
All right, so since they are coming and I can hear it, I'm going to stop what I was doing.
Okay.
And just take one step just to make sure I can see them clearly, obviously.
Okay.
Where the fuck even are you?
He's up the stairs. Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. Are they all four through the door right now, or are they just kind of...
They're coming... Yeah, they're basically... Two of them are halfway through the door. The other two are still inside the room. I will tell you that they look more... what's the word? They look more intimidating at the very least, I guess, and probably higher ranked than any of the rest of the soldiers you've seen. You haven't seen any of them in black armor except for these four, and they're fully helmeted, armed and mauls ready, walking in your direction. And their hammers have this kind of dim, radiant glow about them as well.
Okay, so Nazim pretty much can tell right off the bat that these are not peasants I could just stab in the neck.
Correct.
Gotcha. All right. Since they are close by and I can see them and I verified this, I'm just going to kind of bark down the hallway. We got company, just to let everybody know that they're on the way. And then I will cast a magic circle in that doorway.
Okay. Go ahead and click it. I think it'll give you the option to place a measured template.
Place a measured template, yes.
And then you can drop it wherever you want it to be on the map.
Or was this the same thing you did last time?
Have you used Magic Circle before? Magic Circle can be used
Yeah.
for slowing. You can do all kinds of cool shit with it.
This is the one that we used for that hag in the forest that
Oh, yeah, that's right.
was
Yep,
being
yep,
a
yep.
dick.
So we're going to operate it in the reverse direction, so they cannot exit the
Okay.
magic circle.
All
So
right.
they're pretty much just stuck in that area.
Well, hang on. So choose one or more of the following types of creatures: Celestials, Elementals, Fae, Fiends, or Undead.
They're not any of those.
They're not any of those. They're
Oh
humanoids.
shoot! You're
But
right.
you would have probably known that.
Yeah, you would. So I would say that you wouldn't have wasted. But let me read it real quick to see if it has, because I think you can use it on humanoids as well. By the way, the hag was a fae, which is why it would work for you there. Let's see, glowing runes appear where the cylinder intersects with the floor or other surface.
Nope.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it would do anything against humanoids.
I think it's
Okay.
because it only works on magical creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, how do I undo that?
Well, as far as giving your spell
there
slot
you go.
back, yeah, you can just roll that up so that here I'll do it for you so that you get your spell slot back. And then I deleted the thing off of the map there, so that was there. It is. All right, cool. You have your spell slot back too.
Okay, so they are on the way. Have they seen me yet?
Yes, the front two definitely see you're there. They're kind of like a slow trudge in your direction. Like they're not in a hurry. They look inevitable and very troublesome if they were to get within hammer range.
I really like the phrase "they look inevitable." I really enjoy that sentence.
All right, I will do my best then to scoot around the corner just so I can still see the front two.
Okay.
And I will cast Eldritch Blast against the front two.
One bolt against each.
Is it a total of 2 or 4 bolts right now? Let me see.
It's total of 2 normally, unless you use your glove, which I think did you already use it today?
I can check inventory. Not today.
Nope, you have not used it. Okay.
Okay, then what I'll do then is I will cast just 2 bolts.
Okay.
1 to each of the front Juthrans.
Okay, go ahead and roll the attack. Just click the spell and it'll roll it for you. They are 17 will just bear it impacts the first of the Juthrans, lifts his hammer slightly, and it impacts the hammer, and it seems like it fizzles out.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll the second one.
Nice. Oh no, Nazim's gonna fucking die.
There you go. Okay, so the other one, the first one kind of lifts his hammer and it connects with the hammer and nothing happens. The second one starts to lift his hammer, seeing this attack from you, and the bolt catches him square. It passes just over the hammer and hits him in the breastplate and begins to kind of shock him in place. Go ahead and roll the damage. All right, 11 damage. That's actually a decent hit, especially considering that the other one didn't take it. He's kind of freezing in place in a seizing rather. The one that kind of blocked it keeps stepping in your direction. The one behind him steps in your direction, but the one basically of the 4, the top 2 couldn't move because the one that was kind of seizing is kind of blocking the room, so the other guy can't move through the doorway yet. Is that if your turn?
All right, I'll use a few of my movement points.
Okay.
I will move south, and all the
We're
while...
not technically in initiative, so you can go ahead and move all the way to the door if you're doing so.
Oh, yeah.
At least for the next half a second.
Yeah, you guys are
much.
dancing on that edge right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
go ahead,
I'm running
Pogo.
down and let them know that there's 4 of them on the way.
4? Fucking 4?
These are the ones,
You
Pogo,
guys-
that you saw when you looked through the doorway.
Yeah, in the big room.
Yep. With that big creepy room.
Well, I am still booking it, so I would still be running through these other doors. Did they? You know what? If they just opened this door, I probably would have just tried to run right past them into this next room.
Okay.
Do I see anything
Into the room to the west?
Yes, to the west.
Okay. So in that room to the west, this is what Artemis kind of just standing still, murmuring that this looks creepy, holding Kamazoth. This table, it looks like an operating table, is probably 3.5, 4 feet high anyway, so it's a little bit hard for you to get details, but you can see a very bloody humanoid body laying
Humanoid?
still, probably
Nope,
dead.
still going to the opposite side, checking the door. Don't give a shit about humanoids. Looking for a halfling.
Humanoid,
We're lost.
halfling
Oh,
is
is it a
elves,
halfling? Is
dwarves.
it a halfling?
It could be a halfling.
Oh, well, I don't know who I'm looking for, and so it doesn't help me if they're dead.
It's so cut up, it could be a quarterling at this point.
Actually, here's a question: Is it? Yeah.
Oh shit, that was a good joke. So
Is it pretty obviously whatever's on? If I jump my head up, is it pretty obviously dead?
Yeah,
I did a
probably.
medicine check to see how it died.
You did. So I saw you roll that, Fox, and I didn't even get back to it. Sorry. It looks like it was hit in the midsection repeatedly by blunt force trauma.
Okay. And I'm going to check the door on the other side just to see if it's locked.
Go ahead and open it. It looks like a bloody storage room. Clearly, a prisoner had been kept there.
All right. Empty,
Just
no
chains,
prisoners?
no prisoners. You don't see. There's bones.
All right. On my next little thing, I will be checking out the doors to the south of this area.
All right.
Just looking for a halfling prisoner.
All right. And we will come back to you guys in a second here. What's that?
I was going to say, I would also like to can I see like any kind of specific detail about this body, like jumping up just to see if there's anything like
It's
I'm
female.
For some sort of
you
Okay.
can immediately tell that it's female.
Okay, so
it
at least
does not
know I'm
appear to
looking
be
for a male halfling. Okay, yep. Then
Well, you assume that her father's probably male.
I mean, maybe. I'm not judging. It's 2021. Who knows?
It's 2292 in my calendar.
Who
So,
knows?
all right. Jumping back to Sarah, Cope says, "I realize that this is uncomfortable for you, but this is for your own good. You'll understand at the end, right? I mean, you're at least open to these to this growth that I'm trying to give you." And he smacks you in the ribs again.
Sometimes you got to pay extra for that kind of thing.
What'd you say,
We're done
Sarah?
talking.
You're not responding to him? Oh, I didn't roll that with
No.
disadvantage. Hang on. Okay.
Oh. And then I'm just going to say pineapple and use the Stone of Mar speech
Okay.
to everybody, not me, target.
Sure. What are you saying?
Guys, this is bad. I don't think I'm getting out of this one. You guys should just go right now. Leave. It's not good.
She sounds sleepy. She sounds oddly close to unconsciousness at this point.
I'm gonna. Oh, is there more?
Oh no, I'm just taking the dodge action.
Okay. I'm gonna respond. It's a little too late for that. That's it.
Okay. Sarah, as your eyelids begin to get too heavy, he does heal you again. I would say that this is still a net negative, if that makes sense. You're still losing too much blood, even if he's not letting you die. It seems like he might be maybe intending to kind of keep you just above unconsciousness, possibly. But the kind of heavy wounds that he keeps inflicting are just filling this whole pool around you, and then following this maze until they've now coated this crystal to the far side. While your eyes are kind of struggling though to stay open, you see that crystal that has been now kind of surrounded in your blood is slowly beginning to kind of emit a similar light to the others, and it is starting to change color a little bit. It is starting to kind of glow with that same kind of radiant light that the others have.
Instead of dodge action, I throw it.
You what?
Instead of taking the dodge action,
You're cutting out right when it matters. Can you throw pythons at what? Oh, like at the crystal?
Yeah, the crystal.
Okay. Give me an attack action. It'll be an improvised weapon, so you wouldn't have proficiency, so just roll a d20, and it'll be plus your dex mod.
I feel like that's a good option for Norok. You just run, like just slam, throw things, words.
I get to re-roll that.
Yeah, you do get to re-roll it because you could use your time
it's a
thing,
one.
but also because it's a 1 for your halfling.
Oh my god.
You weakly reach into your backpack and pull out a python, and fling it just exhausted. Takes all of your effort to launch it in the direction of the crystal. It just sails right past and clinks against the wall. In fact, it almost hits the hand. You notice now that there are these hand statues in the backward of the righteous hand statue. Almost hits that and just clinks against the ground. Anything else?
I don't think I can do anything else.
Okay. Then we will go back to the rest of the group. What is Arteme doing?
Is there any other doors to this room? There's a couple doors down here. I'll go check those out.
Yeah, so you mean going into the room where the body is? Yeah, there's 2 doors to the south. Yes, they're big, heavy doors like the 2 that you just went through, but they don't have a bar.
Okay, I'll see what's in it then.
Okay. Then stepping in, you see this looks like it's probably for nefarious means. It looks like a religious, almost sacrificial kind of a room. The body laying there from the medicine check you got, you see, the heavy impact wounds into the midsection, into the left and the right. Like the ribs are just completely crushed, like the torso is almost collapsed in. The doors to the south look heavy and secure, and there are doorknobs and a keyhole for them.
Okay. Do they open, or are they locked?
You walk up to the door and try the doorknob, and it is locked.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'm trying to see if there's a way I could try and force it open. Oh, I'd gotten lockpicking kits. I'll use one of those.
Okay. All right. Then you set down your.
Am I like right there too? I'll be like, I'll help you with that. Oh God!
Sure. All right. Then both of you kind of pull out your lockpicking kit. There are 2 separate doors, so you could both be trying one at the same time.
I'll try the one on the right. I feel lucky.
Okay.
Lucky on the one on the right.
All right.
Okay, I'll take the left.
All right. Go ahead, both of you give me a sleight of hand check. Actually, if you're not, because Pogo is proficient. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that the lockpicking will come under sleight of hand. That's close enough.
I'm proficient in it, except my roll is horrible.
With the natural
Mine was pretty bad too.
Both of you, you just settled down, kind of kneeling down, trying to reach. Actually, Pogo, you're eye level, so never mind kneeling for you. Yeah. But Arteme kneeling down, trying to pick at it. Neither of you finding any success so far. What's Norak doing? Yeah, you're gonna have to try that again, G.
He said if the lockpicking doesn't work, he's gonna try to kick it down.
Okay. Well, I mean, they've only just started while you're getting in, so you wouldn't know if it's failed or not, I guess, if that makes sense.
I'll just do that.
You'll just what?
Talk slower, I think.
Yeah. Okay, Becky's phone is picking you up better, I think, almost.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, because I keep hearing you both, or coming from both phones, and it's making it extra muddled. So try it one more time. Here, let me try turning you up a little bit on my side, 2G. All right, go ahead.
He said he's just going to keep a lookout.
Okay. All right. In that case, then, you did hear Nazim tell you that you've got company coming, and you know that they're heading this way. In fact, by now you can hear boots, in this direction. So you are inside. Ben, I know I didn't describe this super well for you because you didn't have the map. You're inside of like a kind of a small square room, and there's double doors that you just came through that were being held in place by that bar that you lifted off. Now that the bar is gone, the doors are just kind of wide open, and they swing in, so you're standing inside with these doors kind of swung in facing you. Nazim is still on the other side of the door, but everybody else is in this room with you right now. So what would you do in that sense?
Close.
Okay, well, Nazim is still on the other side. I mean, he can't see it, Justin, so I'm trying to... Yeah. You want to... Well, you know what? Here, how about we'll jump over to Nazim, and then we'll see if you want to do something afterwards. Nazim, because all you did is walk 10 feet. You didn't do anything else yet, G, so I don't want to waste your whole turn. Nazim, what would you be doing, G? G.
I'd like to cast 2 quick minor illusions, if possible.
You can't cast the same spell twice. Well, in that one, if it's an action or a bonus action.
It's a cantrip, yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so you're okay. You can't cast the spell twice, but don't you have something specifically about?
Unless you have the being able to
bonus
cast
action.
2 spells.
It's not just that though. You have something. I can't remember what it is. You have something about being able to make multiple illusions. It's still only one casting of the spell. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. It's just I'd like to cast a spell, but do 2 things.
Okay. Do you remember what the item was? I thought it was an item that you picked.
It was one of those first items. Let me see. It's like the staff or something, maybe.
No, it's not the staff because you got the staff when you were there in.
It could
in
also
camp.
be part of my my effects too.
Is it? Oh, here it is. I found it. It's on your Ulatharis glove.
Yeah.
It is while attuned, the glove allows its wearer to create multiple minor illusions at once. And I think the limit was 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
So since those people are still at the top of the stairs, they haven't come down yet, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Illusion number 1 is just I'm going to make the sound at the door that I'm facing down here.
Okay.
Like the door just slammed shut.
Okay.
So an loud audible slamming door.
And like coming from around the corner, so they wouldn't see anything anyways, but coming, like it's coming from down here. Is what you're trying to emulate?
Correct. This door right here that I'm standing in front of.
Okay. All right.
So that door's going to slam shut loudly.
Okay.
So it's going to cause it audible.
Okay.
And then right where I'm standing, this little 5-foot opening right here that I'm standing in the square.
Yeah.
Take a square back, and I'm going to cast a minor illusion right here of just another wall. 5x5 cube.
Okay.
Of just the same wall. So as if they were coming down these stairs, it would just look like a wall and a door.
Okay.
Can you imagine if you're in your own house and you're like, wait a minute?
So yeah, they do live
Where'd
here.
this
So I mean,
wall come
they're probably going to know that, but whether or not they would, try to continue through the door or not. Go ahead and click the minor illusion thing.
Okay, minor illusion.
It's a
They just
cantrip,
got
so it's
hit
not going to
with
cost you a spell slot. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Minor illusion.
and they just got hit with a fucking thing, so maybe
Yeah.
they're out of it.
All right. Oh, that already has its own measured template. That's cool.
So
It's 5-foot cube anyway, so that's fine. Well, you don't even need to. I already put. Yeah, that's fine. And if they interact with, it's an investigation check against your spell save DC. Cool. All right. And then what?
And then movement. I'm going to run into the room with them.
Okay.
So essentially, I just cause a small distraction, and just hopefully they fall for it.
Okay. All right. Then you go running past Norok, who is beginning to close the doors. All right, G. Nazim has just run past you. You're standing in front of these doors. What are you doing?
I'm going to close it with the bar.
Okay. The bar's on the other side. You can't bar it from this side. You can only bar it from the other side. But you are the doors opened inwards, so you can hold them shut. But there's no like hatch or anything to put the bar on this side.
That's what I'll do. Is there anything in the room that I could put up against there too to help me properly?
The body. That's about it. There's not much.
I'll just do it myself,
Okay. Yeah. There's not much loose in here. But
Smash a piece of the quarter laying into the hinges.
I mean, yeah, you could try to maybe pin the door in. Maybe, I don't know. Even that, there's not much space at the bottom, especially without much time.
Am I able to still do one more thing or not yet?
You use your action, but any bonus actions? Actually, is minor illusion a bonus action? No, it's an action. Yeah,
It's an action. Yeah. Can I use an item as a bonus action?
it depends on the item. Usually, no, but it depends on what you're trying to do. What is it that you're trying to do?
Just as I'm running in the door, since he's closing the doors behind me, and you said the doors swing inward. Is that correct?
Yeah.
As the doors close behind me, I was going to pull up my removable rod, and I was going to stick it in the middle of the doors as they close, so they both can't swing open.
All right.
The immovable rod blocks both doors from opening.
Yeah, they open inward, so they can't be pushed in with the immovable rod, in the middle of it. So you're just kind of setting it sideways, basically, so it's touching both doors.
Sideways, hitting the button, extending it to its full 2 feet or whatever it is, and then just having it kind of hover right there in the middle of the door.
Sure.
Well, we're definitely stuck in here forever.
Well, I mean, you guys can click the button to get back out.
Yeah, but they're all gonna be there. We're gonna have to find some other. We're just gonna have to take a few weeks and like dig a hole out.
You just starve them out, right? I'll tell you that by now, all of you guys can hear heavy armored boot prints going downstairs, like they're coming this direction.
I'm going to tell after done singing Freebird, I'm going to tell Pietro to basically give a bow and say, "You have been a great audience." And then now that I feel like shit's going to start happening, I'm going to have him just like fly off away back to the forest where everyone else was before, where they took Pietro before. So he's off stage now. Shit's hit the fan. It's been too long. I'm too scared to lose another Pietro.
Okay. And it's not like there's a limited supply. I don't want you to feel like, okay, all right.
I don't want it. I just don't want him to have to be up there while people freak out. What if? Because otherwise, he's gone.
That's fair. That's fine. All right. Then we will jump back over to Sarah. Cope still standing in front of you, kind of preparing to swing the spiritual hammer at you again. So why did you resist in the first place? You realize that this would have been easier had you just come along the first time that we'd asked you.
Realized that I was born with this and there's nothing wrong with magic, right? Like, it's not innately evil. It's just magic.
It's an unfortunate thing that some of us are born with such sins, but they can be removed. And he swings a little bit half-heartedly, and actually he would have disadvantage anyway, so he definitely misses. He kind of swings the spiritual hammer in your direction, which is good that he had disadvantage because it was a 26 for the other roll, and it doesn't make connection. And he does look a little bit solemn. He looks a little bit sad. Like this isn't, he doesn't take any pleasure in this, it seems. But really, as painful as this is, as much as you should have done this sooner, it's going to be better in the end. And not only that, you'll get to witness bringing such light into this world, and that will be a spiritual healing, if nothing else. Don't you think?
Why do you consider Sarcasm so bad? It's just magic. Like, it's not, the magic itself isn't bad, it's how people use it.
How can you say something so crazy, so outright insane after what just happened? You saw the hunger try to swallow the world. It would have killed everyone, all of us. And while that's not Sorcanal, that's akin to, that's the cousin of, at the very least.
Okay, so because of one bad thing,
one bad thing? The end of existence is one bad thing?
Okay, but it doesn't mean that everybody with this magic is going to want to consume the world. I just want to live my life. You guys came into my home. I didn't go out killing random fucking people until you guys showed up at my house and I had to fucking run.
The wizard Martin was swayed to that side, to become what he did, to become the hunger. We can't trust that you or your ilk will not do the same.
So you doing what you do, just killing random people because of the magic they're born with.
We don't kill random people. Look, our faith has a bad reputation, I understand that, but we don't kill random people, we save people. There are no bodies being trucked out of here. There's no pyres where we burn the dead.
Okay, well, what about the body that I saw when I first came in here, that was sitting on a table? Did he just die of natural causes, or did you guys kill him doing this to him?
I don't know what body you speak of.
It was in one of the rooms when you first walked in the building, before coming downstairs.
Wait. Coming downstairs, then you mean...
I don't know if you've seen this room.
No. She's talking about a different... You guys,
Oh.
you guys didn't have this. She's talking about a different room that you guys didn't see.
Oh, okay.
Do you mean one of the caretakers? Was it Lars, maybe? Old man, long white beard? Did he meet our maker finally? The body was facing away from you, and you didn't go and look. It was dressed in brown, though. It was dressed like the clergy.
Oh, I did.
You're cutting out there. What's that?
I said I didn't realize he was dressed like a clergyman.
Well,
I thought he was just
actually,
wearing regular clothes.
Actually, at that time, you didn't know what they looked like because you hadn't seen one. But he was wearing the brown robes of the clergy. Yeah, you just didn't get close enough to really get any identification. But he looks honestly surprised. You can make an insight check if you'd like.
Yeah.
He definitely seems like he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
He was not aware of
Laid
this
out
body
on-
that you're speaking of. What's that?
Oh, he's laid out on stairs.
What?
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just try one more time.
Okay. I would just tell him that, yeah, he was laid out on a table.
He was in his bed. He was in the bed in the corner of the room.
I thought it was a table.
No, it was his bed.
So the table
That's so
one.
long.
It's all right. It was kind of you were rushing through there anyways, trying to hurry too. So, but anyways, he was just dead in his bed. He was just an old man. He just didn't take a chance to really take a look at him at all.
Yep. He died in his sleep.
Well, he's the lucky of the two of us. Then I hope to live such a peaceful life to have ended in such a way. But I can tell you that we had nothing to do with that. We don't kill people here.
That's right. You also realize that they use magic to stop the hunger, right?
A necessary evil, just like this. And he swings again.
Stop goading him, Sarah.
It's been long enough that would
you gotta use some honey instead of some vinegar. Get on this guy's good side.
Well, he got a 2 again on this one, so with disadvantage. Well, shit. God damn it. Well, a 2, either way, 2 is not going to hit anyways. I rolled 3.
Sarah, getting fucking murdered.
He doesn't heal this time, but he kind of half-heartedly swings again, and this is for your own good, Sarah. Just accept it, and we'll be done here before long, and you can face the trial for murdering our brothers and sisters.
They tried to murder me. I just came down here looking for my dad, and they started swinging. So I defended myself.
All right, we'll jump over the rest of the group. You know what? Here, let me make some checks for these guys real quick for if they would try to look at the door real quick or not. I just rolled a save, didn't mean to, but with a 10 anyways. That's below. I would say that you've bought one round of time where you hear a door open and close, and boot prints kind of walking down a hallway. It seems like. You guys can't see this, of course, but Nazim and Norak by the door, you hear what sounds like maybe puzzled voices, a little bit of murmuring, and then a door open and close on the far side. Which Nazim, you would gather means that they went down the hallway and then through the other door. Mm-hmm. Okay. What is Arteme doing? Still trying to pick the lock?
Yeah, still trying.
Me too.
Okay. All right. Both of you give me sleight of hand rolls.
I'll let her do it first to see if she gets it open, and then if she gets it open, then I'll fucking just bust through.
God damn,
terrible.
Fox.
Oh my god!
I almost want to like
yeah!
put like a cheat, like an average, I don't know, some kind of a roll hacks or something in just for Fox, so she doesn't roll so bad all the time. With a 26 though, you with the rolled out kind of canvas laying out on the floor in front of your feet, you reach down, grab a different one. The first tool wasn't the right size. So you reach down, grab a second one, come back up, and put the lockpick into the lock. And just as you start to rotate it, you hear a click, and the door starts to push forward. You kind of smile like happily, like you realize, oh shit, we just got through the door.
Save.
No Constitution save. Okay. You go to hurriedly put the pick back into their roll and start to roll the canvas up, and then you look down as soon as you go to put your canvas, the rolled canvas away into your pack, and realize, oh shit, you've got that ring of keys right there that you just picked up 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it. I'm so excited.
At least you got to use your guys' lock picks though. It only cost you 1 extra round, which thankfully he missed, so he didn't get to kill Sarah in that 1 round. You guys got lucky.
Yay!
But the door did open, so Kamazoth is still kind of hopping in place awkwardly. You're still hearing this echo of Sarah being, battered with this hammer. Well, go ahead. I mean, that was action.
Well, real quick, I can see on the map there's the seal there, but I don't think Pogo's checking for traps since he's invisible. He feels pretty good to go, so he would just run through this fucking door.
All right.
Not even just run through.
Okay.
He would.
I, on the other hand, would check for traps.
Okay,
well,
he hasn't checked for a single trap this entire time. And
that's true. That's fair.
I'm not going to retcon and be like, wait a second. So I would just run fucking through.
Okay. Then go ahead and give me a dexterity save.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. All right, with a 20. The kind of glow, the rune that's on the floor was not even hidden. It was glowing and visible to you completely. So I would say that you kind of innately almost just sense that something may happen if you were to step on it. So you just dance across it and bounce over it, narrowly avoiding.
Step on the floor over here. There's something on the ground. It's glowing. Well, I don't like it.
I mean, it kind of doesn't matter at this point because it does explode with a massive eruption that is instantly just echoes. That instantly echoes throughout this entire hall. In fact, you're probably deafened at least for the next 6 seconds. But you do manage to jump out of the way. The explosion blasts the other door open, damaging the door even. You got a yacht for a while. Kamazoth is probably knocked away a little bit because he's kind of small and light anyways. Arteme, you kind of seeing the rune and just cover your eyes with your forearm enough to not take any damage from the explosion. Yeah, now Nazim really is like disabled after the explosion.
Do I know how close I have to be to that thing to
as soon as it explodes,
did I get an idea?
No, as soon as it explodes, the rune disappears off the floor.
I was just wondering if I see the other one at the other side of the hall.
You do,
now
on the far side, yep.
Would I have figured out how far away I have to be from that fucking thing to not set it off after the first one almost murdered me?
It went off when you jumped over it, not necessarily when you touched bits of it. You just happened to have kind of jumped through fast enough that it didn't happen, that it didn't affect you.
Okay.
So
that's all I could do.
Okay, all right. Arteme, you did action to try to pick the lock there. Do you have movement or a bonus action you want to do?
No, I'll just stay here for a second.
Okay. All right. Then you do see, as Pogo jumps through this violent eruption, that actually the stones on the floor are even damaged from it and cracked the kind of stone tiles. The door blasts open in front of you, but you're unharmed, and see Pogo on the other side, and then the runes dim. All right. What is Norak doing, G? Speak slowly. Bed? Yep.
Go out.
Huh?
Gonna go out the door that Pogo just opened.
Okay. I can hear you completely clearly right now. Like, it's still cutting out a little bit because of, I think, the cell phone, but you actually sound audible now, so whatever you just did is good.
I'm speaking into Becky's microphone.
I took out one of my earbuds.
There you go. Well, that worked. I mean, at least that makes it audible. You stepping through the doorway, see that the ground is kind of cracked and broken, standing behind Pogo. You see a hallway that leads to another set of double doors like the ones that you just walked through, although the ones on the far side are not damaged. And there is another rune on the floor that, well, you didn't see the first rune, but basically you guess, based on the placement of it and the what you're stepping on now, that rune will likely explode as well if anything gets too close to it.
Okay, and that was on the floor, you said?
Yeah, it's on the floor in front of... So basically, you just came through a pair of double doors, and there was an explosion on the inside of the door. Not while you were there, but when Pogo did it. And now you're standing in the kind of the damage of that explosion. But on the far side of this hallway is about 20 feet down, is another set of double doors and a rune on the floor that you guess is probably going to explode like the one that you're standing on now did. Okay.
Okay, then I will head that way, and then, if possible, jump over the rune.
There isn't space. Yeah, the rune is basically right at the base of the doors. There isn't any room to jump over it because the doors are closed.
Okay, then I'll just get as close. I'll just get up there and wait for everybody.
Okay. All right, then I'll come back to you, so you have a chance to do something if you want to, depending on what happens here. All right, what's Nazim doing?
By the way, if I had the option, you can DM this to decide. If there was enough time, I was gonna just throw like my bedroll on it to see if it interacted with it at all.
On the far side?
Yeah, the far side. Just toss it at it.
You did pick the lock already though, and then jump through. So I would say, I'd say that on your next turn you could. What's Nazim doing?
Okay, seeing that the immovable rod is now secured in place, I'm going to follow them through.
Okay.
Down the hallway, floating down the hallway just like a weirdo.
Can you move my back, friend?
Yeah.
I absolutely hate when we're all in a hallway together. I absolutely despise it.
Just in case something might happen?
Just my least favorite area for us to be in.
Okay. I moved him over
flashbacks, huh?
Thank you.
Dogs jumping through windows.
Lasers.
All right. What are you doing, Nazim?
Oh, just running down the hallway, grouping up with everyone, and just preparing.
Okay. All right. Then we will jump over to Sarah, and then we'll come back to you guys. Sarah, still eyes just getting heavy. In fact, actually, you're probably, you're still occasionally opening them and still seeing Cope just standing there kind of swinging the spiritual hammer at you, just swing after swing. Like he's clearly not putting a lot of effort into this. Like he doesn't seem like he's really trying to hurt you all that bad. But I would say that your eyes are closed more than they're open. Like you're probably only opening them every few seconds, and mostly just kind of groaning at this point. But you hear an enormously loud explosion coming from behind you. You haven't seen the doors behind you, but you imagine that there must be a hallway or something there. There is just a raucous explosion that reverberates and kind of shakes the walls. In fact, actually, when you do open your eyes a little bit, the pool of blood that is filling this maze kind of ripples, like an earthquake does, or what might do. And you think, oh, that's interesting, and then your eyes kind of drift back to close again. And Cope, what's that?
Can I use the bonus action?
Yeah, go ahead.
Great. So I have my last one.
You have a what?
A potion of superior.
Okay. You gonna drink that? All right.
Yep, my only one.
Go ahead.
Other formula?
Yeah, you can just click the other formula. I think that'll work, and then I'll apply it for you. Funny you should say that, or put that. Well, let's say that. Funny you should think of such a thing, Sako. What amusing timing. If any of you know what that is and want to look in the Discord there. Jesus, 27? Nice. Sarah might be in better shape than you guys.
Goddamn laser wall.
Oh
the
my
fucking
gosh.
hallways. It better not. Let's see.
Resident Evil, right? Resident
I think that's from.
Yeah.
I think that's Cube. Isn't that
Resident
Cube?
Evil 1.
Yep, Resident Evil.
Oh, was
Resident
it? Okay,
Evil
I
1.
thought that was from
Yep.
Cube. Okay, because you guys know Cube, right?
Yep.
No
it is.
clue.
It is like the same kind of thing. Cubes are
It
cool.
involved-
There's like 3 of
Cube's
them. By
a
the
really
way.
cool. Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
I think they get progressively worse. I've only seen bits and pieces of the others.
Oh,
Ben, you
well,
definitely know Cube, right?
Probably.
Ben, you remember Cube, don't you? Didn't we watch that together?
It's
as
like
kids?
a maze movie from like 1993 or 95.
Yeah.
Seems.
And you go
vaguely
through
familiar.
different square rooms, and it's all like. Doesn't end up being. Well, I don't want. Never mind. Spoilers. Spoiler alert for a movie from
Dude, for
25
a
years
30-year-old
ago.
movie, yeah, really. Yeah, it's this weird fucking movie where a bunch of these strangers are trapped in this big puzzle maze inside of a puzzle box. Like, think of being inside of a Rubik's Cube, and each room has a weird trap like that. And there is specific. In fact, it's like the Resident Evil movie is far more recent, so that was for sure copied from Cube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because there's a basically it's a horror movie and people die, and each room they go into, 1 or 2 people will die to whatever the trap is, something like that.
Oh,
basically.
that sounds like Jigsaw.
It's kind of like
it is,
Jigsaw.
yeah,
Jigsaw's also
like Saw. Yeah, Saw did take some of or copy some of that as well. It's a really cool movie though. Even for even if you don't like horror movies, it's still really cool. Like as far as the I guess the creativity of some of the traps and stuff.
That's neat.
So we'll get to why that was an interesting thing that you just put in there. But anyways, in the meantime, Sarah, Cope, having also heard this explosion, it kind of rattles him in place for a moment. He kind of looks at you, even though your eyes are kind of still only half open for a moment. He says, "Well, it seems I'm going to have to hurry." That's probably an image from it. Actually, I don't remember exactly what that guy looked like, but it could be. He says, "It seems I'll have to hurry this up a bit. I guess your friends were not so willing to start this transition as you were, so."
I'm not exactly willing, but they don't listen to me either.
Well, if we need to make them see, then we all do what we must. And you see him kind of walk over to the crystal that your blood had been soaking up around it and was beginning to emit the same pulsing glow. And he steps over to it and he holds a hand up against it. His hand, like your blood, is just kind of coating his hand as he's touching it. And he seems to be drawing something out of it, some amount of energy out of it. The crystal continues to glow, but the image in front of you can't quite tell if it's just the early stages of essentially hallucination because of the blood loss and the severe wounds you've taken, but you see him begin to sprout this kind of celestial form. These wings begin to grow out of his back. He seems to grow a little bit, and he kind of lifts his feet up off of the floor. He's no longer walking in the blood anymore. He's just kind of hovering a little bit in place. And then he steps back forward again and begins to swing with the hammer again. And we'll come back in a second. You actually still have your action, technically. He didn't try to hit you. He used his action to do that.
But I guess I'll just wait for him to get close and try to see that.
Okay. He's kind of floating in place near enough that I would say that, yeah, you could try. With disadvantage, so roll it again. Oh, that'll still. All right. Not expecting this as he kind of comes floating back in your direction to go grab this floating. Remember, the hammer is just floating in midair. He just keeps grabbing it and then hitting you with it. But he had let it go to kind of float over to. Did I reveal the title? You can see the hammer there, right? It's kind of covered in blood right now, but.
Yeah.
Do you see the hammer? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move it out of the way a little bit so that it's not in the way there. But I have it locked.
He has to be saving wisdom.
He does. All right. Is that the first time you've used that? You got that in like session 3, like really early on. Okay. Not expecting this as he kind of floats his way over towards the floating hammer to kind of retrieve that. You kind of just flash one eye open and just immediately reach out and try to stab. You manage to catch him square in like the knee almost, like the side of the knee with the dagger. Let's see what he gets on his save. I got a 24.
He's fine.
It still does some damage though. Oops, not minus plus, -6. He's not concentrating, so that doesn't matter. Where can I take that off? Because he doesn't have concentration on. Whatever, I'll just leave it. All right. He looks down, kind of yanks the dagger out of his leg, and just drops it at your feet. Was that really necessary, Sarah?
I told you I didn't agree to any of this, so yes, it was.
I'd say as necessary as this is what you're doing.
If you want to make this hard on yourself, so be it. And he casts Healing Word again. You kind of expect, since he's done this over and over again, expect that this would be to heal you, and instead you don't feel anything, and you see the wound on his leg close. With he used his action to transform, and then he used his bonus action to heal himself instead of you. All right, we'll jump over to the rest of the guys who are in the hallway now with a glowing rune on the far side. You don't meta this, by the way. You guys do know the rune is there. You just don't know what it's going to do, so don't meta that portion of it.
I'm just throwing my fucking thing down at the end of my whatchamacallit, my
Your bedroll?
my character, my bedroll. I'm just throwing my bedroll at the end of the thing.
I normally carry stones to infuse them with magic, so I'm just gonna throw a normal stone at it.
Okay. I think you
like a small rock.
Didn't you make some magic stones before you guys came in here?
Yeah, and I gave them to Pogo in case he needed them. But these I'm not actually infusing with magic. I'm just throwing on the stones I normally keep to infuse.
Well,
yes.
We're throwing a rock in a bedroll. Real go!
All right. Then you toss these over. Nora kind of ducking a little bit. I mean, there's plenty of space for his head, but he's just ducking enough so you can throw it over. The rock plinks against the door and then lands against the runes. The explosion that you were expecting, all of you kind of bracing yourselves. Nora kind of trying to use his body to shield the rest of you as much as he can, expecting this similar explosion to what you just felt, doesn't come, and instead. From the ceiling, none of you had looked up, from the ceiling is just a constant barrage of electrical energy that seems to be arcing from the ceiling to the floor, surrounding you in all directions. Everybody, it wouldn't even be a dex save except for maybe Arteme and Kamazoth to maybe be able to jump back through the doorway to avoid this. So Arteme dex save, and I'll give one for Kamazoth. The rest of you are inside of it, so it's not really a dex save, it's just a matter of constitution. To see if you take half damage or not. Okay. I would say that's close, Arteme. Go ahead. Well, shit. I'll say that you automatically...
at the door.
She's basically at the door. That's it, yeah. You rolled a 1 and a natural 20.
20. Suck a dick.
So, Arteme, you hop, because you kind of expected this a little bit, or expected something. You hop back through the doorway.
Yeah. Okay, I'm bringing the bat with me. Because I was still carrying him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I was still carrying him, so if he's with me,
No problem. All right.
Where are you guys going? Oh my God, it's everywhere! It's burning my face!
Nazim, give me a Constitution save.
Out of curiosity, does it appear to be something that happens once, or is it like turned on?
It's... well, okay, so you're going to take the duration of the damage, but it's on for a solid 6 seconds. It's like on and electrocuting all of you for quite a while here.
So after that, though, it like powers down. It's not like
okay.
going?
So after you guys take 12d6, which is only 36.5 actually.
So
it's not that bad. Yeah. Let's see. Nazim takes
18.
The full amount. Nora takes the full amount. Pogo, you take half. So 36 damage to Nazim, 36 damage to Norok.
What? No, concentration.
And 13.
Oh shit! I gotta do a concentration check real quick.
Oh, well, you picked the lock. That wasn't an attack.
Well,
roll,
no,
so...
I'm invisible.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like
No,
as far as losing that. So, yep.
Cool.
Nazim, do you remember how to apply that? I can apply it for both of you guys, but do you for Nazim? Do you
blood?
Look at Dorok, because he's a larger creature, just splashes blood everywhere. Salko, do you know how to apply it, or do you want me to apply it for you?
I can just make a manual change to the hit points, right?
Yeah, you can either do it there, or do you see that little health bar at the bottom of your token when you click on yourself?
Oh yeah.
So right-click yourself, and then you'll see a green box below that says 73. If you click in that box and delete it, and then just type -36 and hit enter, then it'll automatically do all the math for you.
There you go.
And then you'll see, now you see your health bar, has changed to reflect it. Yeah. But the rune fades as the electrical energy stops. Artemis still staring through the hallway. You see a pretty gory scene, but your friends having been electrocuted, then kind of shaking it off. You see steam rising from bloody wounds as they're kind of regaining control of themselves. What are y'all doing?
Is the rune gone from the floor? Or is it still
Yes.
there?
Nope, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone? Yep. I'm fucking running up and remembering I have these dumbass keys in my pocket. Gonna try out a few keys on these doors.
Okay.
So I'm still invisible, too.
Roll a... we'll say there's 6 keys. Roll a d6.
Alright. Yeah. No, we'll go ahead and do that.
All right. We'll say that you can try 3 times per turn. How about that?
All right.
That's every 2
Sounds
seconds
good.
you're trying a new key. That sounds fair.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
The second key you try, the door, you hear the lock click.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and open the door because I still don't know if Sarah's in this place.
Okay. As soon as the door opens, you see what I was describing to Sarah earlier. There are 8 floating crystals in this room, 5 of which are pulsing with this eerie, kind of otherworldly bright light. It seems like it's a color you don't recognize, like your brain is having trouble understanding quite what you're seeing. But inside this room is an angelic-looking seraphim form that is reaching over and kind of grabbing this floating spiritual hammer. Sarah appears locked in place, facing away from you, blood everywhere.
Are these stones attached into the ground, or are they just like?
No, they're
sitting
floating. They're floating in midair. That's your turn, though. So I mean, you'd have a bonus action, but they're floating in midair about 5 feet off the floor.
Let me see. Do I want to do anything?
You've played.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. That didn't hurt anything.
The charges though.
Go ahead and put it back. If you just click on it and you can put the change.
You
the
can
number
adjust the
back to
numbers.
Yeah.
Bonus action. Do I have anything I want to do? I can do my spiritual weapon, but I don't know if I want to do that. Give me a sec here. I'm going to go ahead and I will speak, and I will just cast Healing Word as my bonus action, and I will do that at I don't know how to do the 1d4. Do I see this? Do I open this door and I just see Sarah all fucked up?
She is kind of half crumpled over a little bit. She doesn't appear to be bleeding right now, but there is blood everywhere, and it's pretty clear that it must be hers because the adjunct, while he has a small bloody wound on his right knee, there's no way he lost that amount of blood. It's basically, so the floor of this room is a big maze, and it's filled with Sarah's blood. It's like it's riveted.
I'm going to go ahead and just cast Healing Word at 4th level on Sarah. I don't have to touch her, right? 60 feet, yeah.
Healing Word is at range, yeah. You know what I just said, Becky, about them being in worse shape than you? Because of that potion you drank. I mean, he already said he's going to do it, and he wouldn't know any difference, so Pogo is doing that. But for real, Sarah's going to be almost certainly at max health now, because she drank that potion that healed her up a ton.
Oh, terrible.
Well, only 14, but Becky, you want to apply that to yourself?
And I'm still invisible, so I'm just going to use my motion to kind of like pull myself to the side on the side of the door.
Okay.
And let the rock do what he does best, yeah.
Okay. All right. Then we will jump to Artemis.
Okay, I'm slowly gonna move up towards the other door.
Okay.
You can maybe kind of see through now. You see all this shit.
Yeah, maybe. You can see through the doors and see this otherworldly light coming in. You what?
I'm at full health.
Yeah, Becky's at full health now.
You're
what
welcome.
we're gonna do, guys.
You're welcome.
I went ahead and put you guys on the combat tracker. Don't bother with the initiative just yet. You can; it won't hurt anything. But we're going to just go through this last kind of round using the same order we have been while we're running through here, and then we'll roll initiative, depending on what you guys are doing, anyways. So
I'm going to go up to the door. How big is that room?
In the far side, like the actual room, not the hallway.
Yeah, the actual room.
It's pretty good size. You can't quite see it, but I mean the length of the room is probably even longer than the length of the hallway, and you can't see inside from where you're at to actually see the width of it. If you're running in closer, then you can get a better look. Yeah, we're still in this kind of half. Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna look here to try and get a better look. Is it more than like a 20-foot radius?
Hang on, I grabbed the wrong tool there. I meant to use this one, the measuring majig. Seems to be about 60 feet in length and 45 in width.
Okay. From here, I'm going to use Spike Growth on the angelic guy, avoiding Sarah.
Can you do that? I'll tell you that he's also floating, and you can see that he's floating off the ground.
Oh, boo.
Okay, the ground in a 20-foot radius centered on a point within range twists and sprouts, hard spikes and thorns. The air becomes difficult terrain for the duration. When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2 d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
But a flying creature wouldn't be affected, and he's levitating off the floor. I will tell you that you know that. I mean, you can see that he's floating off of the floor.
Okay. Nix that plan then.
No problem. What are you going to do?
I'm going to use weave plants and weave them into vines.
Okay. And, like, where and what? Like, doing what with them?
I'm just going to lock him into place, like, so he can't move.
That's a cantrip. It's not going to be able to have that kind... Well, let's see. I don't think it'll be able to do what you're aiming for there. Oh, hang on. Maybe it does.
I just have to cast it a couple times.
Maybe
it doesn't have restraint. It doesn't. Well, so this one, yeah. I mean, weave plants is a cantrip. Especially because it's replacing Druidcraft. Also, it doesn't have the ability to restrain.
You can make like a pretty bush around his feet.
I mean, you can grow the plants up around him and everything, but it won't restrain him. He'd be able to move right through it.
Oh, okay. I'll use Grasping Vine then.
Okay, yeah, that's like you have an actual spell that does exactly that, or what you're trying to do, so that'd probably be the way to go.
Yeah, well, I'll cast a cantrip to like make like plants grow around him, and then I'm gonna use Grasping Vine
you can't do
to like
both on one turn unless it's a bonus.
One's a bonus action, one's an action.
Cool. Okay, yeah, that'll work.
So yes, I could do both. That's why I was checking.
Double checking.
Go ahead and click the Grasping Vine as well.
I did. I was just waiting for it to go.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, perfect. And that one, is that the one that direct the vine to lash out a creature within 30 feet? Okay, so where are you sprouting the vine from? Because you can choose where you want it to be.
Oh, I'm sprouting it within the other ones, like right underneath them.
Okay, right under his feet. Okay, great. Mm-hmm. Then, in that case, the vine, as you grow it up from the floor, he does not save. You got a 16, or you're against your 16.
There it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull him back from Sarah a bit, but still within like just a tiny bit, because he gets grappled, I believe is.
Does it? Let's see. Lash out a creature. The creature must succeed on dex save or be pulled 20 feet directly toward the vine. So it just pulls him, and you can keep doing it as a bonus action, so you can keep trying to pull him each turn as a bonus action if you want to. But if you did put it directly below his feet, he'd still be within range of Sarah, because he's right next to her already. So did you want to maybe put that? Do you want to put it a little further away?
I'll put it a tiny bit farther away. And
okay, so it can be up to 20 feet. So you can put it up to 20 feet. So go ahead and do me a favor, make a mark where you want the vine to be at. Do you know how to do that? Or just put like a little circle or something there? Okay, all right, so right behind... All right, then the vine snaps and pulls him backward. Just for the benefit of the doubt, we'll put him right there. Kind of bumping into the crystal a little bit. In fact, actually knocking out of rotation slightly as well, it seems. Just for having to bump into it here. If I can... There we go. The vine lashes up around his legs. He is then leg disabled. as that was Sako's joke. Sako put it in Discord and yanking him over to the side. Ben and
Good
Becky,
one,
have you guys seen that? Do you guys know what we're talking about? Leg disabled?
Leg disabled.
No.
The IT crowd?
Yeah.
Oh, so
I'll show it to you guys. Yeah, Justin showed it to me like 15 years ago or something like that. And then I showed it to Sako and some guys that we worked with, and it's good, definitely a good show. It's what got me into any kind of British humor. Usually British humor is awful, but this is a really good show.
I think the only one we have here is the American version, and it was horrible. And people kept saying that the other version was better, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. But I lost interest.
There's an American version of the IT crowd?
Yeah.
I think so. It was horrible.
It's terrible.
Interesting. Never even heard of it.
Yeah, me neither. I'm probably glad that I hadn't, because I wouldn't want it, poisoned, because it is such a good show. Well, the British version, anyways. All right, then we will jump over to Pogo went, Arteme went. It is Nazim and Norak. I'll let the two of you decide who's going first or whatever.
Want me to run up?
Go ahead, Sako.
All right, so what I'll do then is, seeing the doors open, Nazim's just going to grab some blood off the floor, smash it on his face, because he's not well.
Okay.
He's going to walk straight into the room.
Okay.
As soon as he sees her on the floor, he's going to cast Psychic Shove and push her to the left as far as possible. Since I'm sprinting or running, it's a 30-foot push, I think.
Okay, go ahead and click the Psychic Shove for me real quick.
Sure. And if willing, she can allow me to shove her out of the way. But I'm going to shove her as far to the left wall as possible, away from those two purple crystals.
Okay.
And
so, interestingly enough, well, I guess it works as expected. Sarah, you hear the doors swing open behind you. You can immediately tell that this is your friends bursting into the room to try to rescue you. You see a vine sprout off of your left shoulder. Your eyes kind of flutter open. I'll say that you kind of snap back to a relatively normal amount of consciousness, especially with your wounds currently sealed at the moment, and feel a kind of telekinetic presence trying to push you away from the spot that you're standing in. Do you resist or allow?
I'd allow.
Okay. All right, then you feel yourself shoved off to the 15 feet to the left, Sako?
the maximum is 30, so whatever the distance is to that wall, as much as I could.
For the extra 5 feet... Oh, yeah, it didn't specify which way. Yeah, because you moved 15 feet to get there. Okay, yeah. All right, then you can move her all the way to the far wall. Sarah, you feel your feet detach almost like there's a suction to them as they detach from the floor and are pushed over to the far side, giving you some freedom of movement there, it seems. Go ahead, Nazim, any bonus actions? Or any actions, rather?
Using an item is an action, but...
Well, it depends what it is. Like, it'll tell you if it's an action or bonus action.
Healing. Using one of my items, my healing thing, that's an action.
So if you look at the Ring of Healing Surges, it'll tell, by regular, the normal version of it is an action, but you can use more charges to make it a bonus action. But the regular version of it is an action, so...
Gotcha. Okay, then actually what I'll do then is I'll use a cantrip, if possible.
Sure. Which one?
And all I'm going to do is freak out the cope by using the minor illusion on the current blood that's on the floor. Knowing that the blood is still there, I'm actually going to change the blood so it just looks like it turns to sand.
All of it?
So,
let's see, the max you can affect is a 5 foot by 5 foot. Cube. But you have 2 open, which means you could do 3 more. So you could do a 15-foot cube if you wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I was just going to do the largest possible cube to make all the blood closest to the 2 purple crystals turn to sand. All
right, then let me have him see if he would see through this. He does have proficiency. It does not seem that he sees the effect that you make of the sand or the blood kind of crumbling into this dusty sand, becoming almost quicksand. He looks down at it and just looks up at you and kind of shrugs.
All right.
It was nice of you to join us. I don't know what that was intended to do.
I'm just going to flip him off and then...
What a dick!
What's left of my movement points, I'm just going to move 10 feet this way.
Okay. Man, this blood is just fucking trailing everywhere. I didn't really even like the whole blood on the floor thing, this whole maze thing. I literally had this in place like 6 weeks ago. It just took you guys, maybe not quite that long, maybe 4 or 5 weeks. Just took you guys a long time to get here, but I didn't find the add-on. Like I hadn't even heard of this add-on until like probably noon today or so. So it's just extra funny that you guys are wandering around making fucking blood trails everywhere.
It's kind of neat. I mean, I like it.
I don't know if I'll leave it on.
I feel like it's too much. Like if anything, it's just like if they dialed it back.
There's a ton of like it has a ton of customizability. Yeah? I can probably tune it way down.
Doom music over it. It works perfect.
Almost. Speaking of, we'll be in actual combat here shortly. But well, depending what you guys do, anyways. All right, Norak, what are you doing, G?
Okay.
This is our last like free action thing, basically, as you guys are interrupting this ritual that he was performing.
I'm just gonna kind of, as he's running past me, if he does that, I'm just gonna be like, please don't over here, wall.
You actually got out right when you were saying that.
Yeah, you did.
Justin.
Please don't hit me. I'm running against the wall. Don't hit me.
There is so the room is like covered in blood, but there's like an oddly dry spot, a silhouette of a small halfling against the wall.
I am going to run in the room towards the adjunct.
Okay.
And rage and get ready to hit him. So I don't know if I can do that.
I wouldn't say that you can really like get it a full swing. You know what? You can have one, not your full action. Not your full 3 attacks, but I will say that you can have one swing. He is still kind of floating in place, but he's being like there's a vine that's reaching up out of the floor that is wrapped around one ankle that is keeping him from moving. It seems like. But go ahead and make one. Or well, I guess if you're both on the same laptop, you or Becky, whichever. Go ahead and make one attack roll. Yeah, and go ahead. I mean, if you're raging as well, you can rage too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want me to roll it for you?
I know, I got ohms.
Okay.
Becky was just looking for it, but I forgot she doesn't know everything.
Yeah, she doesn't know your character. You guys recognize the little floating crystals thing? It was a classic RPG idea. Nobody?
Yeah.
No, that's from fucking Final Fantasy 4/2.
Yeah, I haven't played those.
Yeah, the original ones. There's multiple scenes where
I
you're
feel
in
like
a
floating crystals is pretty vague. Like
well, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. Well, sure, but I mean, it's specific. Not only just that, but 4 floating in the same orientation that they're in. They're all glowing. Like happens that there's multiple. Like you see a room just like that in Final Fantasy 4 like 10 times throughout the duration of the game. Ben knows what I'm talking about. We played that game over and over and over and over again as kids.
Yeah, Monk tried to get me into one of the older ones, but the graphics were so bad they made my headache worse. I'm like, I can't play this. I'm sorry.
You're missing out. Yeah,
What's
the new
funny,
ones. I can't get into. I had the last one that I played was 9, except for both of the MMO ones were kind of fun. No, sorry, 11. 11 was really really good. Wait, hang on. Which is Justin? You just played it recently. The one where
12
with the Gambit system. That's 12.
Maybe I've only played it for 20 minutes. It's the one that just came out on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's
not your people.
Yeah, but it's a much more mature adult story.
It has probably one of the
12,
best.
12.
It has one of the best openings of any video game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It starts with like
intro
countries
is really
at war,
Yep,
and it's
that's
like
it.
10 minutes long. Like it's like watching a CGI movie from 2012.
It's got a little bit too much of the sci-fi stuff in it for me, which is fine. Like it doesn't bother me. I don't like that. That's kind of the direction that all the Final Fantasies have gone personally, because I kind of prefer when they were a little more smaller stories, I guess. But it's still like that game specifically because of the setting, because of the kind of adult story of these countries at war and so on. That's much more interesting to me than the kid, the prophesied child is born and on his 16th birthday he goes out to save the world. Those are all fun too, but the stories aren't as rewarding. Anyway.
Yeah.
Running through the door, Norak, you immediately seeing Sarah just being in such awful shape. immediately invokes this fury in you, and you go rushing toward this floating angelic being, pulling the sort of stolen hours off of your back and making a wide, unfortunately too wide, swing in his general direction as he kind of floats backwards, still tethered to the floor, and this leans back forward. He kind of grins at you. You really, we could have had a much more pleasant time of this had you all just knocked. Any response, G?
No, actually, not even going to say anything.
Too bad. All right, go ahead and everybody give me... we went through everybody, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we got everybody. Go ahead and give me initiative rolls, everybody.
Do. Come on.
Tunes should change here
Right.
soon, too.
Really?
I already did.
Oh, well, then just roll it again.
Big money, no whammies! Yes!
Is that music okay, or is that too loud? That sounds a little
Check.
loud on my side, actually.
I haven't heard it yet.
Apparently, I
don't
forgot
hear
to
any
give
music.
Norok advantage.
Okay. Then, in that case, he's at 13 right now. Just go ahead and re-roll it, Becky.
Got the
And then
music.
if it's higher, I'll just move him. Okay.
How do I re-roll it?
I think you can do it from the main page of the sheet now, can't you? On the attributes page where it says initiative. Nope, I guess not. I thought you could. Just go ahead and roll it. Just roll a d20, and it's +2, and I'll move him if we need to. If it's higher than 13.
And you may have to roll for me, not bringing me up.
Okay. Well, I just saw you roll a 3 on a d20, so he'd still be at a 13. So we'll leave him where he's at, or at a 16 rather. All right. Then in that case, oh, hang on.
Look at all the blood. It's so much.
Damn it! I don't want to reset initiative. All right. Well, ignore that it says round 4.
I've got 23, so fuck anyone. I got 23.
Yeah, you're at the top of the order there. All right. Then. Oh shit! I didn't roll for the cope yet. All right. Well,
You gotta roll. Oh,
for the cope.
damn it. Oh, is he still underneath me? Doesn't have a high dex? Cool.
Yeah, he's at 19. So. All right. Then we are ready to go. What is Pogo doing?
Looking into this room and seeing there's not a lot of many other options, Pogo is going to drop his invisibility, and he is going to look at the 4 closest stones to that other guy in there, and he's going to cast animate objects on all 4 of those stones.
Okay.
And just so you know, I have a notepad with all their stats, should you need any of it to make it easier.
All right. So it does. Yeah, that'll help then.
So
we'll just say that they're all going to act in tandem is what we'll do,
Yep.
and I will I'll create a. Go ahead.
They're all just going to move. They only have, I think, 20 feet of movement. They are all going to move and attack the cope guy. Go. Roll, bitch. And I am no longer invisible.
Okay. All right. So ignore that it says mirror, but that mirror is going to be your animated objects. We'll just say that they all act at the same time.
Sure.
Unless they act on your turn or no.
I think they're supposed to have probably their own thing, but they can act on my turn if you want to just make it easy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I put them in initiative order unless they're supposed to act on your turn.
So yeah, it is a bonus action to mentally command any creature. Creature within 500. Wait, as a bonus action, you mentally command any creature you made this with this spell. If the what? Yeah, within 500 feet. So I have 500 feet, and I can mentally command them as a bonus action. So I will use my bonus action to tell them all to attack the cope, and then I am going to run away, just kind of around the corner because I don't need to be there to attack them.
Okay.
And they all get bludgeoning attacks with a +6 to hit, and they do 2d10 + 2.
If they hit, all right. So go ahead and roll.
d20s.
We'll do slight here in the box. Type this /R space 4. Or no, actually, you'll need to do them individually. So 1d20 plus what is it? 6.
It's 1d20 +6 to hit.
Yeah. All right. So first one does not hit.
Okay.
Second one does not hit.
See, it doesn't matter though, because he's still gonna have to deal with these fucking things.
Yeah. Hey, no, that one does not hit.
23.
Wait, you didn't put the D6. Hang on. Are you putting the D6 in there?
No, I'm not putting the
Okay,
D6
yeah. Okay, yeah. So, all right. Then the first one does hit. Second
17.
one does not. Third one does hit.
Okay.
So two have hit, and we're going to roll the last one.
Then we'll just do the damage all at once.
Yep.
That will
All right,
not.
so 2 of them hit.
So it's so that means it's 4d10 plus 4.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. I just removed the mirror because if they're acting as a bonus action on your turn, then it'll be easier to distract them like that.
So 26
damage?
points of damage.
Oh yeah,
So
plus,
26
okay.
total.
All right.
And they're just hovering there and just gonna fucking bat on him for all my bonus actions going forward, hopefully.
Okay.
But I'm no longer invisible, so I am now just kind of hiding up around the corner.
All right. Still in the hallway then.
Still in the hallway. We'll
All
see
right,
what happens.
Let me remove the invisibility effect from you here. Then we will come to Cope actually next anyways. There you go. All right. His turn. He is still tethered to the floor, but you see him kind of reaching an arm out, Norok, and in front of you, you see this kind of spiritual hammer that is floating nearby, that is just covered in blood. Really, the entire haft or the entire head of it is completely covered. But he reaches an arm out towards it, and it kind of floats towards his hand, kind of similar to the way that your axe does, actually. And he is going to smack you with it with the full force. You see him kind of miming the motion, but it seems as if the hammer itself is acting of its own shape. I can't roll it from him. I have to do it. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to move the hammer out of the way so that I don't accidentally click it because I have to roll it from Cope himself. If I can find the right button.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. 15, G? I think you're 16, right? With your shield?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The hammer swings in your direction. You just deflect it, knocking it away. He makes a second swing for 10, which will also not hit then. And you see him kind of tisk shaking his head. And he... hang on. No, that's definitely too loud. I think this song, the volume goes up and down in it a little bit somewhere. I'm not sure why. Because it seems like parts of it are louder, other parts of it are too quiet. All right, there we go. That's better. Then he is... Nope, that's an action. What other fun things does he have to do? Got a lot in here.
Yeah, if he rolls a 5 or a 6, then we got to be worried about something.
No, Justin knows what that is. Okay, he's also then... Norok, you would have seen this action happen once before. He kind of holds a hand out in your general, towards you, basically, as he kind of lets go of the hammer just floating in space between the two of you. But he reaches a hand in your direction. You see one palm begin to light up with this kind of radiant beam of light. It is not a... It's nothing you can roll to avoid, I don't think. Because it works like Hex. Oh, that's what it thought he had concentrated on, even though she had counterspelled it earlier. I clicked it, is it not? Why is it not showing up on the bar?
Something's rolling.
Oh, it is. No, it's there. It's there. It says, you guys should see suppress. Oh, yeah, you see it. It's called suppress. You guys see that there, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Yep. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage to Norok, and you have disadvantage on strength checks, G. Shit. No, he's going to make that wisdom. He's going to make that wisdom checks. And that is it for his turn.
Kind of redundant.
That's mean. All right, your turn, G. Norok.
All right. Going to...
You feel that he inflicted you with something, some kind of some suppression.
Going to Frenzied Rage.
Okay.
Mhm.
That means 4 attacks.
4 attacks?
Yeah, he gets 3 normally, right?
Which
Do you-
weapon are you gonna
Wait,
use?
hang
Don't
on.
have, like,
Do you have
I
3
think
now,
it's
G?
3 with that.
Okay, it's 2 still then. Okay, well, very soon. I
Unless
think
use
it's at
the sword
11.
Special thing.
Yeah, no. So it's 3 now because you have 2 for your regular attack, but I think it's at level 11, isn't it? When you get your next attack, I think it is. Which means that once you guys level, then it would be 4 attacks.
Okay.
Anyways, go ahead, G.
I'm going to use. There it is, right there. And
All right.
Great weapon master.
Okay.
I'm not sure if all
minus
these are
5.
working. I am, but
Yeah, it'll just be advantage on the first attack against him, and then he'll have, attack rolls against you will have advantage, and then you're going to be exhausted as soon as the rage ends, and you'll have minus 5 plus 10 for the first attack. I heard it. Just waiting for the dice to show up. There it is. A 20 will still hit. Does that have the... Hang on, that does not have the minus 5 in there, G.
With advantage?
Oh, he did not roll advantage, though. No. So go ahead and roll it again.
And then subtract 5.
Yeah, and it'll be minus 5. Yeah. 4 from proficiency, 4 from
We were
strength.
I forgot you all were exhausted.
Norok's not. It's not. That's
Oh.
not why. He has disadvantage because...
Oh.
Oh, wait, hang on. Or he has advantage. All right. Well, good thing you had advantage on that for sure, because that'll be plus 10 from the damage as well. Because I don't think since the macro didn't look like it applied it. So go ahead and roll your damage, G.
okay. And I'm also going to use my tribal purity.
Okay. Go ahead and click that
So
too.
another 12, right?
Yep.
Did that roll critical damage?
Let's see. It rolled 5, 3 is 8 is 16 plus 18. Hang on. Yeah, 18 plus 16. No, 16 plus 16 is 32. Here, I'll just do it real quick. You rolled 5 and a 3. It did get the plus 10 for Great Weapon Master. That's in there.
And rage damage too.
The rage is the plus 2 that's in there, so that's all there. And another one for 30. Hang on, the dice are still doubled though, and I don't think it. You didn't click when you clicked the damage on it. You didn't click the critical part, right?
I actually did.
Okay, then maybe it is in there. Let me check real quick. It is 8 plus 18 plus 2. No, it did not do the crit damage. So
Yeah,
it'll be another
critical
8 on top of
damage.
that. So it'll be 41 total damage from that one hit. Jesus. All right. Go ahead. 2 more attacks.
You're still going. Don't wait.
Hang on. Is Hex or Suppress concentration? It is. Oh, it is. Yep. Okay. Well, you feel the suppressing Hex effects have disappeared with that initial impact. You rolled too low on his concentration save. 20 will hit. All right, 11 more. And because you reckless, or you're frenzied, go ahead and roll your last attack. Hang on, I applied that the wrong way. Here we go. 20 will also hit.
So my sword's charged up now too.
Yep, that's 2 in a row. So as you make this last swing into him, you kind of cleave through part of the wing and then pull the blade away. And as soon as you do, you see the hilt, the little kind of the red jewel in the hilt, begin to flare open with life and start to pulse. Under 14.
And that is it.
All right. Then we come to Sarah. You're not going to move or anything, G?
No, actually, just going to stay right in front of me.
Okay. Now the crystals are a gory mess too.
Can I move, or am I still stuck to the floor?
Nope, your feet do not feel like they're stuck to the floor anymore.
Okay. Can I pull the broom out? Fly on it?
Yeah.
So
Now's not
I
the
want to
time
get.
to clean up this blood.
I want to just. I want to get just outside the room.
Okay.
So, just outside the door.
Okay. Do you have a particular reason that you're doing that?
Because I'm assuming that I can't cast a spell inside that room.
Okay.
So I want to be outside the door so I'm away from that floor.
It's funny because let's say that the effects that have occurred so far inside the room have been very particular, and I don't know if they were on purpose, if people were doing that intentionally or not. But yeah, at least Sarah would have recognized that. The others have not, so I would say don't meta-knowledge that for anybody else that might want to cast a spell. But Sarah definitely recognized what the floor is made of.
So I'm outside of the room, and as soon as I have a clear shot of him and I am outside, I am casting light.
Casting what?
Light.
A B-L-I-G-H-T? All right.
Yep.
Are you okay, Sarah? Is everything all right?
I want to kill this asshole.
All right, we tried to find your dad. I'm sorry. I've been through most of the rooms. I couldn't find him.
I'm assuming he's probably in another building.
He rolled a 15, 1 point below what he needed.
Whoa!
Son of a bitch. For 37 damage to him. You see Sarah extend, after running through the doorway, still kind of weakly holding at her sides, like ribs clearly just shattered. Like her torso is, if you were to look at it on an X-ray, is probably looks like pebbles. Like it looks like it's gravel, if anything. But kind of weakly extends a hand out that you see a wave of this sickly green and dying leaves just float out between her and then settling against this beaming angelic form of the adjunct, settling against him and burning away skin, which is 37. Jesus. All right.
I don't want to scare you, Sarah, but we're probably locked in here. So is there like a tunnel you know of that we can get out of that's like in that room?
There is nothing in that room but death. And I'm going to pull out the rod so it's in my hand.
The rod of absorption?
And I'm just looking at the adjunct just saying, I'm done playing your game.
Okay. He kind of, with the pain of these kind of boiling leaves settling against his skin, he's still kind of gritting his teeth angrily, looks up in your direction, and he kind of points his the hammer that he's grabbed from floating in the air, and kind of points it in your direction, threateningly.
How about we bleed him out in his mace thing like he was doing to you? I'm assuming if that's what he was doing.
I love how, vitriolic and just evil Fox can get. She's usually so nice, and in the right circumstances, she's just almost as creative and evil as I can be.
Well, okay, but if somebody's going to do something to you, it's fair game to turn around on them. Come on now.
Sure, I'm pro murder. You don't need to argue with me. I'm a big fan of murder, real big fan.
I'm just good with him being dead.
Just gonna what?
I want to see what happens if you bleed him out in the circle. What happens when his magic goes into it? That's my curiosity. Come on.
Well, I don't care. I just want him dead, so it's fine.
All right, that if your turn.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, we come to Arteme.
Okay. I'm gonna go towards the doorway again a bit, not actually going into the room, and then I'm gonna cast summon Bestial Spirit, but I'm gonna upcast it to level 5.
All right.
Whoa. Neat.
Well, go ahead and click it, and then tell me which one you're summoning. I'll see if I already have a token ready for it.
I'm going to summon an air one because when it moves backwards away from after attacking, the opponent does not get an opportunity to attack. So yay!
Oh, nice. Okay, so like an air elemental type.
Yes.
All right. Let me see if I have something in here that will match that.
It just says air type, so it takes the form of an animal, so it could be like another giant bat or like any air creature.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Oh, okay. This is one of the newer spells. This one came from Xanathar's, maybe? I can't remember.
I don't know.
All right. Let's see. It has its own stats and everything. I might have to.
And yes, I'm able to have this and Grasping Vine because I have the Wood Sage's Course.
That's true. Yeah, it's concentration.
But that add-on is false.
Yeah, you can ignore that for, well, in that the limit of
For
a
now,
single concentration. Yeah. Let me screenshot the stat. Oh, you know what? Here, I'll Google it. I bet Bestial Spirit's probably all over the interwebs. I don't have a token quite ready for well, with those stats, of course, but let's just go ahead and put an animal on here. I'll just use like a beast or something here real quick. What kind of an animal are you going to try to make it appear as?
Just a bat or whatever, like anything flying.
Okay. Here, I have an owl ready. That'll work.
Okay.
We'll change the token. We'll obviously use the other stats for the Bestial Spirit instead.
Mm-hmm. And when you upcast it, it has better stats too. So.
Ooh. That's a fun one too. I remember when I put that on there that I thought you'd get a hand or get a kick out of that one, but I just hadn't seen you use it yet.
Yeah, because I didn't have a chance. The other time I decided to try the Nature's Wrath, and I'm like, ooh, I could try that here, but then I'm like, wait, no, there's no nature, there's no point. So I'm like, ooh, Bestial Spirit, yay! So at higher levels, when you cast a spell using a spell slot 3rd or higher, the creature assumes the higher level for that casting wherever it uses the spell's level in the stat block.
High level D&D always takes so much more time.
Oh, it's so much happening.
All right.
I was just excited.
Oh, it's Unconscious Cauldron. There we go.
I was just really excited that you had tokens on there for the things. And I was like, all right. He doesn't have to go and put anything on there, and I'll have all the numbers.
Yeah, no, I already have the stats and everything. So
I meant for
art and everything?
large, for my thing, for the animated
Oh,
objects.
yeah. All right, cool. Okay, then the spirit, does it get to attack when you summon it too, Fox?
That's not specified.
When you cast a spell, choose an environment, air, land, or water. Resembles an animal of your choice. Blah, 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 blah.
It obeys verbal commands, and it shares my, it on the combat tracker, it has my turn, but it goes right after me.
Okay.
So technically, it would have a turn right now.
All right. And that is just your actions. Do you have any bonus actions you want to do? Because you would still need to finish your action. So if you're going to bonus action or move or anything, go ahead, and then that creature will go.
No, I'm not going to use a bonus. I'm going to pull him a bit more towards the center.
Okay, towards Norok?
Yeah, with Grasping Vine.
Okay, all right. Then I just put him right after you. Okay, then you snap him using the vine. Norok, you see Cope in this kind of angelic form being pulled forward in your direction. He kind of almost whiplashy. Head goes back slightly as he's yanked in your direction again, kind of coming back towards your Sword of Stolen Hours. That it for your turn?
Yeah.
For your turn. Okay. Now,
yes.
And then the owl?
The owl is going to do a maul attack.
All right. That one, let me look at it real quick here. The version I have didn't have the... There we go, maul. Okay. And it makes the number equal to half of its spell level. So you casted it at what level?
5.
Okay, so half of its level rounded down would still be 2.
Oh, wait, no, that's the multi-attack. It's doing a maul attack.
Yeah.
Maul is...
Okay,
melee weapon attack plus the spell's level to hit, reach 5 feet, and then the spell's level piercing damage.
Yeah, but how it works is it actually gets to do that twice, is what I'm saying. So whatever level you can... So the multi-attack is basically affects any attacks that it can do. So this beast makes a number of attacks equal to half of its spell level rounded down, which means that since you casted it at 5, he'll get 2 of them, because that would be 2.5 rounded down is 2. So he gets to make 2 maul attacks.
And then
gotcha.
1d8 plus 4 plus your spell level.
I thought it was I had to choose between one of the 2 attacks.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you'll go ahead and because I want you to be able to roll it, I'll put a spirit in the thing so that you'll be able to have access to this, to just click from normally later on. But for now, in fact, actually make a reminder of that to do.
Also, fixing the spells. If I go into prepared, I can't see the treehouse and my summon familiar. It's
those are up
weird.
at the top. They're at the
they're
very
up at the top, but they disappear whenever I go into my prepared spells, even though they're technically prepared.
I see what you're saying. Okay, because they're always prepared.
Yes.
I can change those, I think, to still show up. That's how that is functioning as intended there, but I see where that would be confusing, so I'll change that.
Okay, because anyway.
All right, go ahead and roll a d20. Actually, if you just in the box there at the bottom, if you type /r space 1d20 plus 4.
I didn't press the +4. Sorry.
That's fine. All right, so 10 will not hit. Go ahead and roll it again. So same thing. You can just do d4 plus or d10. There you go. 20 will hit. All right. So the second one of them all is a d8 plus 4 plus a spell's level of piercing damage, which is a d8 plus 9. So d8 is third from the left. Oh, sorry. These are never mind. These are the classic ones, anyways, that always get stuck in my head. But it gives Fox a headache if I do it. All right, minus 13 from that hit there. Okay. Anything else he can do, or is that just it? His two attacks, no bonus actions
That's
or anything?
it.
Okay.
No, I don't think it has bonus action.
All right, he has flyby.
Yeah, flyby, which means he's going to fly out of reach, so he can't be attacked without getting
Okay, all right, so he's going to back away.
Attack.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, then that is it for his turn. That brings us to Kamazoth. Kamazoth is still a little bit panicked. Sarah... Yeah, Sarah being
fucking murdered.
Sarah being within eyeshot now, Kamazoth is going to flap very awkwardly. In fact, actually, both Pogo and Arteme get probably like an smacked in the head, but lightly. I don't have to actually injure you by this very awkward bat trying to fly past you.
I'm trying to concentrate, you winged bugger.
Until he gets up alongside Sarah, and you see him kind of shimmy his way, trying to get in front of Sarah, between the door and Sarah here.
Okay.
Right there.
Well, I would have let him go because I was still carrying him.
Oh, I see. He was still okay. He was on the icon was still on the north side of the door, but I forgot that I hadn't moved him. So, all right. Then in that case, he just flaps over to try to kind of shimmy in front of Sarah. All right, it is Nazim's turn.
Okay. Just for Nazim's knowledge and observation, I guess an observation check on that hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that hammer its own entity? It's moving, swinging, and killing at its own will, or is that something that is summoned to the adjunct's body?
So I'll tell you that you'd probably have at least some awareness of what it is essentially, and it is like an animated object. It's not its own creature. He basically can control it to make it swing, even if he doesn't physically do it with his own hands. But it is not its own entity. No.
It's kind of like oh no, so it wouldn't be like the banjo.
It is. It's literally the banjo.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the right rotation. That'll work.
I noticed that it's floating. Is that one square below the cope?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hide it. I meant to lock it. There we go. It's basically floating around his hands. He keeps grabbing it and then swinging it and then letting it go, and it just floats in space. And then he'll reach up and grab it again and then swing it again.
Gotcha. Okay. If that's the case, I'm gonna go Doctor Strange here. Nazim is very into
real quick before you, because I think you might be going somewhere with this real quick, and I want to make sure just in case that Nazim has all the information that he should have. Give me a percent. Actually, give me an intelligence check with advantage.
Okay.
Just Nazim.
Intelligence. How do I turn on advantage here?
When you click it, it should pop up a window asking if you want to roll it with advantage, disadvantage, or normal. And if it doesn't, you can just click it once and then click it again.
Okay. I'll just do ability check once and then I'll do it again.
Okay. All right. 18 would already be enough.
Okay.
19. Yeah. So you recognize this very distinct and obvious glittering along the floor here on the raised edges of this maze that is filled with blood. The raised edges that you're kind of floating above have this very distinct glitter that tells you that this is Otaterol that you're standing on. It's a metal that severely reduces, if not completely restricts, the casting of magic. At least of certain types, let's say. So you would know that. You would also have seen Sarah specifically ran outside the room. She casted her spell that way. Arteme has casted hers from outside the room. Pogo did the same.
I had no idea. I just don't want to get in that fucking room.
Yeah. For Pogo, it was more fear. It was cowardice rather than than the floor. But anyway.
Gotcha.
For Sarah and I, it was perception.
Okay, with that knowledge now, I'm going to run also outside of the room. That's all right.
Okay.
Is that? Yeah, it's technically outside, right? Doorway or.
You can be. Yeah. I mean, we can say that you're stepping into the doorway to cast a spell and then step back or whatever. Yeah. Whatever you want to do is fine.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go a little Doctor Strange here and pull an ironic punishment of eternal punishment here. I'm going to stand outside this door, facing inside, and I'm going to use my Staff of Retribution.
Okay.
Expend all 10 charges using the Force Cage spell. However, I'm not using it in a cage form for 20 by 20 cubed caging. I'm going to use it in prison form in the shape of a box, which is a 10 by 10.
Go ahead and click it real quick because I want to see. I don't remember exactly how this works.
Okay. Nope, that's not.
Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about the roll or anything. I just want to read it. No, you're fine.
So if you do that, and then you look at the Force Cage.
The spell Force Cage. All 10 charges. Okay, I gotcha.
Correct.
Okay.
I just put it Discord there.
All right. So for everybody here, an immovable here, I'll go ahead and I'll just copy this and I'll put it in the chat because I don't have the Force Cage spell on your sheet. So there you go. Everybody can read that. Force Cage, an immobile, invisible, cube-shaped prison composed of magical force springs into existence around the area that you choose within range. Prison can be cage or solid boxes you choose. So you said you're going to do solid box.
Correct. 10 by 10.
Okay. Can be up to 20 feet, so 10 by 10. 10 feet outside, blah, blah, blah. Prevents any matter from passing through it and blocking any spells cast into or out of the area. When the spell is cast, any creature that is completely inside the cage area is trapped. Creatures only partially within the area or those too large to fit inside the area are pushed away from the center. You're going to go ahead and capture them all the way, I assume, right?
Yeah, the box will be around 1 square above, 1 square below, and then not including Norok, of course. The cage will go back. So it'll essentially encompass the cope, the axe, or the hammer, whatever. It looks like it might grab a couple of those gems.
Okay. Probably the bottom one. I think because it's only 10 by 10, so the bottom one will probably be in it. And then
draw a square box.
I'm doing it for you. Normally, you could just do it, by clicking the thing. So I'm going and drawing the square in here for you right now.
It wouldn't matter, by the way. The spiritual weapon, even if it was outside, would immediately drop. Same with my stone inside.
Yeah, because it's literally it's not an animated object. It's actually a spell that he's cast. Yeah. Yep. So let me go ahead and I'll grab the hammer and move that as well. All right. Norok, then let's see. They can't leave it by non-magical means. If the creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel, has to make a charisma save on a success. The creature can use it to exit the cage. Extends to the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel. All right, cool. Then, in that case, Norok, right in front of you, the space literally like in front of your nose, nearly hitting you in the face as well. You see a flat wall of dark rippling purple energy, as if it was drywall, as if it was a physical wall, snap up in front of you. You can kind of peek around the corner and see that it seems to be all 4 sides. The adjunct is gone, as far as you can tell. He appears to be trapped inside.
Okay.
That is does he have any bonus actions or anything else?
Not this time.
Okay. All right.
So real quick, you also how many charges does the thing have?
He used all 10 of his staff.
So you roll a d20 to make sure it doesn't break.
Oh yeah, hang on. On a 20, the staff regains all charges. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Wrong thing. Has 10 charges for the following properties. It regains it on. If you expend the last charge, roll a 20. On a 1, the staff retains its bonus but loses all other properties. So roll a d20. Yeah. On a 20, it regains all charges. It's a 5% chance to break and a 5% chance to get all of its charges back. All right. So it is 0 charges, but it is not broken. It still seems to retain all of its powers as you stand there holding this staff of retribution in this direction.
So
the
now
room's,
what,
the room's quiet all of a sudden. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's stuck there for eternity. He dies. That's it.
Are we leaving now? Should we break? Hey, Sarah, do you want us to break all these crystals? I don't know. I don't really know what was happening in there, so I feel like they might be important. They're just floating around all crazy.
If we break
Yeah,
them,
they,
maybe the magic, they still will go back to the people they stole it from, if they're still
I mean,
alive.
I'm gonna point back to the corpse. I
Yeah.
bet that guy could really use some.
It was a woman, and
That woman.
uh,
I bet if it'd probably help her out real good.
Magic
Wait,
cannot
wait.
revive the dead, dude. Unless
It
it's like,
can.
well,
I mean, we can.
it somewhat can, but they become like zombies.
feel
They're
like
not
that-
actually back.
Oh, maybe that thing on your head might be able to do that one day. You get good enough with it.
speaking of, I
Healing
think
magic
actually, I
only
think
goes
when you
so
guys,
far.
I think when you guys level up, I think Fox does get that spell. She just wouldn't have it yet. You do get resurrection at some point. What's that?
Yeah.
Can I make an Arcana check to see exactly what happened?
Yeah, go ahead.
She cut out so bad, I didn't hear that. All I heard was Arcana check.
Yeah, it was pretty much. I was kind of just I was fitting in the missing words. I would say specifically because you were just seeing bits of it, though, Sarah, of what was happening to you in the room, that you may have at least gotten at least a chance enough for advantage. Go ahead and roll that again and see if you get it.
Is this just to respond to my question? If you want me to destroy him,
Oh my god!
it's literally the worst roll you could get.
It is, yeah, because you can't roll a 1.
Yeah.
At least not twice.
If you're not sure, I'm just going to do it anyway, since apparently that thing's locked in a box now. I don't know if we're still initiative
Go
order,
for it.
but that was going to be my plan anyways, is I was going to just start destroying these fucking crystals.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell my 3 remaining crystals to just go start trying to destroy against the other crystals.
Crystal on crystal fight.
They're only alive for a minute, so I'm guessing they have about 8 more rounds. And then once they're done with that, I'm going to tell them to destroy themselves against the walls.
Okay.
So do you want me to just roll a shitload of d8s, or how do you want me to do it?
Well, so here's the thing. They are a little bit brittle.
Okay.
They basically, if they make any impact, they're going to probably be enough to crack these crystals. So we'll say that over the span of a minute. Do you know what taking 20 is, Justin?
No.
So all right, so it's a thing. I don't know if it's from older versions or what, but it's a thing where basically if you have enough time to attempt something, as long as it's possible, you'll eventually succeed at it. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if
I'm
know.
gonna ask the spirit I summoned to help, and then I'm gonna pet it, give it some food before it leaves.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're not going to assume that it would hit every single time, Justin.
All right.
No.
But it doesn't matter either way, because what I'm saying is that because they're brittle enough, if they're
Yeah.
smacking into the others for a whole minute, every 6 seconds they can try, they're going to
Yeah.
get enough attempts that they'll damage enough from cracking into the others. But at least the 7 of them then, with that plus Artemis sending the where'd the spear go? Oh, did you move that? Okay. Did I move that or did you move that?
I didn't touch it. I haven't seen the spirit.
Oh, it's a little blue dragon guy. Here, I'll put him up by you so you can see him.
He's a
Oh,
little
okay, now. Oh, yeah, I can't move him. He's locked for me.
Yeah,
He's showing
I
up
did-
as.
Okay. Yeah, because I hadn't made him an actor for you yet. I just didn't. I must have moved him and not realized it. It's been a
Okay,
long day.
yeah.
Anyway, the crystals, though, you see, Norok, you see them kind of floating past you and kind of headbutting into each other and just cracking into the others that are floating. They kind of knock away a little bit. They start to kind of rotate in space as if there's no gravity, almost. Like floating on the space station kind of thing. But as they impact each other, where the kind of dim purplish ones crack into the glowing ones, the lights begin to kind of fade a little bit, and the orangish glow begins to kind of settle out of it, and they're kind of returning back to, it seems, this more natural color that they were beforehand, which is the purplish shade. I'm not going to change the tokens out, but
Sure.
they do change all into this kind of vague dim purplish color. Artemis, Nazim, well, Pogo, actually, were you coming back in the room to do this? Were you
I was
watching them?
going to look. Well, I guess since it was happening for the entire minute,
Mm-hmm.
like I would at least be. Actually, honestly, I probably would have gone into the room if no one was stopping me. I would have started slowly walking into the room after hearing it.
I would have stopped him before he got all the way in to
Oh.
cast in.
Okay.
Oh, All right, and then I would, in that case, I'd stay out here and I would cast Mage Hand as I was watching these break apart to grab a chunk of crystal, like a chunk of crystal off the ground.
Uh-huh.
So I'm curious now, and I'll just take it with me.
Sure.
If so, that's what I would be doing.
Yeah, once they're all destroyed, I'll gather a few up for later testing.
They're quite large. They're big, irregular chunks of crystal. They're not like uniform in shape or anything, especially once they've broken into bits. And they are a little bit brittle, but there's plenty of bits all over the floor. They all soaked in blood now because they did fall into, splash into the floor. But, you can kind of, ask Sarah if she wants it back and then, put it in a pocket or something.
Magic shank.
If she wants all of her blood back. But but yeah, you can easily grab. I would say that each of you, can carry probably at least you can grab enough for each of you to carry like 2-3 pounds worth of this kind of broken crystal.
I'll do that.
You did hear Cope mention that these were a very special kind of crystal that came from a different world, which all of you, because of the vast erudition, would know that other planets exist and so on, right? Because
that's
of the,
why I want them.
Yeah.
I hope these guys have a fuckload of super glue. They're not getting that back together.
They're called Neuralium, is the kind of crystal.
Oh, okay, so aside from the pieces I'm taking, I want to grind the rest of them into dust so they can't reform them, because, yeah.
Okay, I mean, they're brittle enough that you could easily start, kind of stepping on them and break them into smaller bits, sure.
Okay, perfect, we'll do that.
Okay.
I think.
Why does she have to go in the room and I gotta stand out here, Sarah? What the hell?
Well, no, I just said you can't cast in there. You're more than welcome to go in there. You just can't cast.
Right.
Yeah, like once you're inside, you can't cast spells, which is why I finished casting. I don't have anything else to cast right now.
I'm gonna also
because the other guys are imprisoned.
And I'm gonna start going around the walls trying to find any kind of secret areas or possibly a way out.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check there. Nazim, give me a I guess intelligence check also with advantage.
Come on, there's got to be some sort of a door or maybe a trap underneath the ground. I don't want to. I mean, how did you even get here? When we came in here, the door was barred from the outside. There's got to be some way to get out.
He teleported us in. I mean, 1 minute I was standing next to you guys, and the next I was.
We could always go remove the immovable rod and then just go out the way we came.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably only like 100
speaking
soldiers
of, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys this, that by now that everything has kind of started to quiet and calm, there is heavy banging against those steel doors.
Hear that?
Nazim,
Okay, well,
that's why we can't do that.
The crystals that seem to have the least, basically, the crystals aren't completely purple yet. The ones that were charged, you don't really seem to feel much to, but the ones that are empty, the ones that are still kind of this dim purple, have a certain draw to you. They feel natural. They feel right. They feel like these are the kinds of minerals that feel like being in nature. If you're a person that likes nature, it feels like that. It feels feels right to you.
All right, maybe I'll start to gather some of those up, throw them in my pouch.
You gonna grab some too? Okay, so who all is grabbing some then? Pogo wanted some, Arteme wanted some, Nazim's gonna grab some. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just grabbed the one piece.
But I
Sarah?
am going to ask Nazim if I can talk to that
Talk to who?
inside the box. If he can hear me.
Nazim, I'm not sure if you understand Becky. Sarah, she's asking if you would be able to, or she could communicate through that force cage. The answer is no, but
Oh yeah, no, he's locked forever. That's an eternal punishment forever. He will now be tortured for eternity.
Forever, like forever, ever,
Forever, ever.
and ever.
Kind of amazing. And you guys said you didn't find my dad anywhere?
sadly, no.
I'm sorry, I don't know. We checked. I mean, I checked what felt like at least 10 rooms, maybe. They're just soldiers and cooks, and I mean, honestly, some of them were kind of polite, and now it's kind of throwing me off of my whole game here.
It's fine. Not all of them are terrible people, I'm sure not all of them actually know what goes on here.
So I'm guessing I find.
You guys didn't...
Yeah.
You guys find any signs of my dad? Or
I
prisoners?
found some keys. I didn't find any place that looked like there were prisoners. I mean, I'm sure we didn't find look through the whole place. This is massive. It's like a small town. I found an area where maybe someone was chained up, but there was no one there. And your dad's not a woman, right?
No.
All right. Yeah.
Definitely not.
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I don't think I saw any other halflings anywhere.
No, we didn't. We didn't really find anybody. My vote would be to just burn this whole place to the ground.
Sure, but I mean, can we get out first, or are we just gonna suicide ourselves?
Okay, well, hello, transportation circle.
Oh, that works for
Yes.
me.
That takes us all the way back to the thing. And honestly, guys, there's
Well, can't we go back to that other circle right out? Can't we just use it to go back to the circle outside of your hometown? Or can it only go back to that one place?
no, this literally takes us back to Oz.
Well, why don't we just go back to Aussie? Oh, we gotta find your father first, huh?
Yeah,
That's
Sarah's
right.
not leaving without her.
I mean, the whole purpose, the whole reason you guys are here is because Sarah came in to try to find her dad, and you're like, well, we'll just go back.
I don't suppose that guy
I
gave you
thought
any
she could set it
clues.
to somewhere else. That's why I suggested it. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
All right, so
Yeah,
do we
no,
have any way
pretty
of
sure it's just
figuring out where your dad is in here? Do we have any way? Because I mean, that door, we can probably make that door hold for a while. Like, honestly, maybe even like a day if we barricade it up the best we can. But is there any way we can figure out at least where your father is?
You guys find any papers while you were looking around?
Oh yes, yes. I'm gonna give her the papers that I'd found.
Okay.
I was
Well,
subtly
that's funny.
trying to hit at it.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that's where you were trying to go with that.
Papers!
I thought that's
I'm
where you were
so-
trying to go with it. That's what made me laugh.
I'm so good at
It doesn't
role
work. We
playing.
can torture the
I
people
well, I
outside
was
the
gonna
door.
give them to her last time, but the coke
adjunct.
guy interrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah, he interrupted because I was handing them over to her last time, but he interrupted, so I just put them back in my bag.
No problem.
Right.
In the
I will
meantime,
take the opportunity to read those while they're doing.
while they're
And
doing
I will
that,
also tell her that I did not read them. I just saw her name and grabbed them.
while they're doing that, Pogo is going to run up to the door being pounded on, and I'm just going to yell, "Everyone, just calm down. We're very sorry, but we have your adjunct Cope here with us, and if you want no harm to come to him, everyone will just relax." And they don't know I'm a halfling yet, so I'm going to do it in my most intimidating way that I
Okay.
can. Or deception.
You're trying to.
Deception?
All right, go,
Yeah.
deception's fine. Yeah.
Everyone just relax and no one gets hurt. So just stop banging on the door.
Let's see. Oh, I didn't mean to roll that private. I was rolling something else private. Anybody have any idea what I might have been rolling there a minute ago?
Probably something to get that dude out of the fucking cage, is my guess.
Yeah.
You guys don't know what they are yet, but the Residors, the guys in black, one of them, the pounding against the door stops for a moment, and then you hear, "Bring him to the door, have him tell us himself."
Not yet. You have to relax for a minute.
The band of the
And
box.
then I did hear him talking through. I did hear him speaking through
from
the
Canada,
bat the whole time.
Yep.
So I'm going to take just 10 seconds,
Okay.
and I'm going to do my best performance.
All right, we'll come back to you here in just a second then, yeah.
Okay, type in a chat what you think he would sound like. Give me a verbal description if you want,
Ooh,
and then
all
I'll
right.
do my best.
Oh, jeez.
Or you can tell me if we're pausing real quick before.
No,
we
you're fine.
continue.
Well, I was going to jump over to the rest of the group.
Yeah, do the rest of the group.
To add to the realism while he speaks, I can use minor illusion if I remember what that hammer looks like, so they can just vaguely see the hammer outside the cracks of the door.
The door is pretty solid. I don't know that there would be enough room to really be able to see that. Justin, you got that?
Okay.
Right. Then, real quick.
What kind of accent? What kind of accent?
Oh, that's what you were looking for, was accent?
Give me, yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Based on that's where the name comes from. So I don't know if you guys noticed this. I do a lot with names. Like the names are are not
What part of the,
arbitrary. Very very frequently.
What part of the world is Farthorn from?
For real, that was Farthorn was a region in Ireland. I think it's like near Meath, if I remember right. And that came from a map, if I remember right. Anyways, so jumping over real quick then to Sarah. Though Sarah and Artebe we're handing that over. Nazim, are you going over there with Pogo to the door?
Yeah, I was just gonna do some minor illusions to see if I can make the hammer noise like it was dragging on the floor, or just something that would be recognizable to them as his weapon.
Okay.
Just to help
all right.
the realism of his
We'll call that an assist. To basically he'll get advantage on the roll for that too, because the two of you kind of doing this in concert will make the roll easier to succeed. Let's jump over to Norak real quick. Norak hasn't done anything since. Well, we're going to roll back a little bit because I should have jumped to him sooner. But G, you're still muted. So are you just talking just from Becky's phone? Is that what you've been doing?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
because you guys can't seem to hear me anyway.
No, that's fine. I can hear you just fine from Becky's phone, so that's working. Then you see the wall appear in front of the adjunct. You saw the crystals fly off. Everybody's kind of beginning to kind of settle down and figure out what you're going to do and have make plans and so on. So what is Norak doing?
When I look at the cage thing, it seems like I probably wouldn't be able to swing through it, right?
No, it is solid energy, and it's not translucent. You can't see through it.
Okay. Then I am going to go back towards those doors because I remember that those guys were trying to break through it. Go check on them.
Yep. Okay. All right. Then you make your way past Arteme and Sarah, who appear to be looking over some papers that you may have found earlier. And then in the other room, I'll go ahead and move you up here, now that you can kind of see yourself too. Just spreading blood everywhere. Nazim and Pogo are standing in front of the door, like they're preparing, maybe or trying to converse with these guys and maybe preparing some confusion. Sarah, the paper that she hands you is a long list of names and some other information on it. You kind of scan through about a quarter of the way down. You see a line that says Sarah Tealeaf of Dunfield, halfling, known consort of devils and practitioner of witchcraft, wanted for questioning, bring directly to the adjunct. And then the line below that is inset a little bit, like a paragraph inset. And it says, initially reported for use of devilry by Rosanna Tealeaf, halfling, her mother, on 4th Sable Sol 2292. A line below that, Tarver Tealeaf, a.k.a. Theodore, mayor of Dunfield, halfling, was detained for questioning by the adjunct on 9th Summer's End 2292. You also notice that your name, there is an asterisk beside, and rolling down the sheet there are similar notations for some other names in this list. Two of them you know as kids that you grew up with, both of them girls. One is Hatilda that you recognize, and the other is Karhin that you recognize. And then but along this sheet and the kind of long, it's a scroll, it's a rolled up scroll, and you're just kind of rolling it or unrolling it and reading down. There are 8 such names that have asterisks beside them. Yours is one of those 8.
And there's no other.
No other.
They made.
No. It looks like a record of the office where this was taken from is the same kind that Sarah went through. This note was the one that Arteme went through because she grabbed it, not the one that Sarah went through. But anyways, your name is on this sheet along with the rest of this list that looked like, there's just this one scroll that you're looking at has probably 20-ish names, and 8 of them have asterisks beside them. And 2 of them you recognize the name.
You put the 2 names.
Yep.
Do I know? Were they
You're cutting out a little bit there.
The 2 names on the list? Do I know if they were still found when I did?
Neither of them were in Dunfield, and they may, as far as you know, they moved. You know, when you were kids or something. They might be in Eifelstead. You don't know. You just lost touch with them when they were kids.
While I'm going through this, I'm just giving Amazon a ration.
All right. Handing meat to this very bloody covered bat. We are at time, guys. So what we'll do is just real quick. You guys can think on that for next week. But real quick, let's see how this. Well, I'll tell you, Justin and Taco. Do you guys want to do your plan now, or do you want to give it a week and think about it?
No, we're good.
Okay. All right. So what are you guys doing?
One quick thing to try to So
Okay.
So I'm guessing he's kind of going to be making something that makes it look like the guy's actually here, like some sounds, like maybe. What sound did you make?
So go ahead, Sako. Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, since he has his hammer, and that's a very distinctive thing. At some point, I'm sure someone's heard him drag the hammer on the floor. They've heard that sound.
Just as a heads up, you probably know this. The spiritual weapons just kind of disappear. Like you would have seen it disappear. They're not like things that you always carry.
It's not a physical object, really.
It's not a physical object.
Yeah,
but
it's not something he would physically carry or have on
armor,
him. Yeah,
like foots, like if he was heavily armored on the feet, like armor scraping, like stuff like that.
Yeah, whatever would be available. Essentially, I'm just making some type of an audible noise that would be recognizable, like someone's footsteps or someone's specific boots or something that they would hear in the background.
Do this. I like where you're going with this. Let's see if you could try to emulate the sounds. And I'll tell you this, that while you guys were standing at the top of the steps and Cope was walking up the stairs before he disappeared with Sarah, you did hear his footfalls because he was walking up the steps toward you. So that was only a matter of 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, something like that. So let's see if you could replicate it. Give me a percentile dice roll. I just roll above a 50.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to go ahead. Men, you must listen to me now. There are some days when the tides turn away from us, but they will always return. Stand down from now. We will come to a peaceful resolution to today's matter. And I do not worry about myself. As you know, I'll be fine as always. In fact, I'm a bit intrigued by this turn of events. So why don't you relax?
All right, give me then, in that case, with that, we'll call that a persuasion check, and you're going to be able to make it with advantage because Nazim's boot sounds of kind of walking towards the door. It comes together. It seems pretty convincing. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Oh, we doing persuasion or deception?
That's fine. Yeah, either one. Really, it's the same modifier for you anyways, so it wouldn't make any difference. All right, 17.
Get one
What's
more.
that?
I'll get one more.
Yeah, with persuasion, yeah. So
There.
27, all right. Let's see. Nope. Well, you don't know this. You hear some stammering from the other side of the door. All right, sir. We will, I guess, return to our bunks. We saw some strangers in there, though. Have you dealt with them? What should we do about the unexpected visitors?
For now, let me deal with them. We'll see how this day ends. I think it'll be fine.
Okay. This all seems very strange, but we'll follow orders as always. And you hear stomp, stomp, stomp. So they appear to be stepping away from the door on the other sid.
I'm just going to turn around. I think I pissed myself a little bit, but we've got some time. All right, there we go. Now I can delete my speech from my notepad.
Did you really type one up real quick?
Yeah, just real
nice.
quick.
Okay. All right, guys.
Good job, guys.
Here. That. So a couple things there. One, the thing from 2 weeks ago now, where you guys did the performance to get or Justin did the performance to get the most of the people out of here. That was huge. And he had some bad rolls, and if Sarah was allowed to stay in there for much longer, like literally one more turn, she would have gone unconscious, and then any further rolls would have been automatic death saves failed. So
it was fun.
That was
pretty good. That was probably about the best we could have gotten through this fucking shit show of a town.
A lot of real luck. But that said, you're still in a really shitty situation.
Yeah.
You're kind of stuck in here. You don't have her dad yet. It's still a real bad situation.
And he's locked in a cage for eternity.
Well, so about that, Sako,
Because it's Katie's little wisdom save to still try to teleport out if he's got.
Yes, it's a charisma save, and he can make that every time he tries to cast a spell. Now, here's the thing: he can cast that spell. What's that? He'll run out of spell slots, but then he sleeps for 8 hours, and then every day he doesn't have food with him, so he could still starve. I'm not going to tell you that he definitely escapes. I'm not going to tell you that he definitely dies, but the cage will stay there either way, and he may or may not be able to escape. So,
No, I just want to torture him.
Well, either way, we'd probably be in the same spot if he was in the cage or dead. But
all right, so yeah, I mean the save is still, I think it's a 17 that he has to beat for Sako's DC, so it's still really high, and he doesn't have a great modifier for charisma either. So,
Well,
right,
dead would be easier to deal with because we know he wouldn't be able to hurt anybody else.
I will tell you too that you did see, especially with the kind of seraphim shape, he has. Do you guys know what a planetar is? Anybody?
Yeah.
no,
Mm-mm.
So he has similar features, let's say, to a planetar, which is a being from another plane anyway, which would kind of help that portion of it. But anyway, they're kind of big blue angels, essentially. They're a biblical creature, like the wheels and some
So
other things.
he's not actually even from this world.
It seems like a mix, maybe. He was probably human at one point, and has had enough investiture to no longer be just human anymore, probably from these kinds of rituals. In fact, Nazim made a roll earlier that I was going to have you. I had Nazim make a check to see if you guys would recognize something flying through the room. But I meant to also have, because Pogo was doing something else and I got sidetracked. So if Sarah and Artemis want to roll Arcana checks real quick.
shocker that I sidetracked something.
Well, I mean, it was important because what you were checking was also relevant, but Nazim didn't get high enough. That's not high enough for Artemis either.
Yeah, my
That's not high enough either. Yeah, so you guys haven't seen what it is that, or anything else, I guess, to that effect. So ignore all that stuff I just said. Justin, next weekend is your guys' anniversary, right?
So we're not leaving till Sunday morning, but I will be probably spending Saturday